Dee 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 dee. I'm at my keyboard with the away from keyboard sign up. What? What irony, what uncertainty. Anyway, hello friends, welcome back to another round of Big Resorty time. It won't be too long, but we got through the appointment just fine, had a nice conversation about this and that. Talked to him about the possibility of getting my prescriptions sent over to the local pharmacy. The answer was absolutely not. Absolutely not. Apparently, unless the doctor himself is inside of the Japanese Social Health Insurance Network, that's not possible. So, hopefully we'll move into a Japanese doctor before too long, but we didn't break up yet. Pepper Umga, thank you very much indeed for the generous resubscription. It's been a bunch of months, and I sure do appreciate all those and all your time modding and all the rest. But thanks for being here with us all the way through. It means the world. Okay, let's go ahead and pivot back into video game time. These meetings, I don't understand these meetings. I begin the meeting by saying, like, hello, nothing is different. And he says, are you sure nothing's different? And I say, yes, the meds are working fine. And he says, are you sure the meds are working fine? And I say, yes. And he says, do you want more meds? And I say, yes. And that's the end of the meeting. So, oh well. Anyway, what do we got going? We are working on power production, I do believe. Right, we're sending all kinds of fancy metal through so we can begin to make some fancy wires so we can pack some more creatures into this little area, and that should be good. I hope you all enjoyed your time away. I know that some of you hung out in chat the whole time and made for some lovely conversation about musicals. I'm always amazed the degree to which people in this channel like musicals, and golly gosh, I do too. So that's perhaps the deepest connection here. Deepest connection here in this channel is everyone likes musicals. And you might be saying, Resorty, I don't like musicals. In which case, I just feel sad for you, frankly. Frankly, feel kind of sad. Usually I use smart batteries in places where I want to limit power production or not waste power production. I think smart batteries also discharge power a little bit less quickly. And so I think it's maybe a good idea to build one of those there just to keep the little plug slug power available. Should be good. I'm always curious what binds together Twitch communities. There's old standard saying that Twitch communities reflect their streamer. And so if a streamer is super trolly, if a streamer is someone who causes a scene regularly, then it'll probably be that way on the stream as well. And, uh-oh. Oh! At what temperature does cobalt overheat? Yeah, so I wonder what about me is reflected in you all. Okay, so cobalt apparently overheats at 75. As we said before, the crude oil is coming out plus 80. So we're gonna have to change that thing out to gold instead, at the very least. And I don't know if I have any other metals on this map, so we may just send some gold through to get that fixed up. Hopefully. So the liquid pump. We have iron here also, and copper and cobalt. None of those have that heat increase. Gold and steel definitely would. Cool. Jimmy, you love old movies where spontaneous dance and singing occurs like an American Paris. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I'd want to actually live in a world where people suddenly burst out in song regularly, because I would also have to start singing at once, and I wouldn't want that, but I'm glad that we can imagine our way into worlds like that for a little bit. That said, of course, I do sometimes break into song on stream, so maybe I actually am ready for living in a place like that one. Okay, the sender is down here. I'd like to send, ideally, just a load or two of gold through. And not quite sure how to make that happen. Otto is currently taking a pile of gold amalgam through, and I'm going to assume that's enough. So once Otto has gotten it delivered, we're going to lock on here, watch him go, and see, that's Liam. Otto? Where are you, Otto? Have you tricked me, Otto? There he is. On the way nicely. We'll lock in and follow him. Look him just bouncing along. With that done, we can then turn off Gold Amalgam again. Now, I bet if I turn it off, it'll immediately drop on the floor. I probably want to wait till it all gets sent through. Good. I'm needing a minute here to get back into resorty mode. I was in normal real person mode. Oh, also, I love you can see a wormhole in here. I had absolutely no idea you could see that. Are you all bringing more Gold Amalgam? Oh boy, oh boy. Maximum Gold Amalgam availability now. Jim, have a good night. Thanks for being with us. Sleep well, for sure. What's today? Today's a Thursday. Today's a Thursday indeed. So we're playing Oni today and tomorrow. And then I'm not sure what we're doing on Saturday yet. Next week I have a couple sponsored streams set up. We're playing a game called, oh shoot, what was it called? Beyond something. Initially we were set up to stream it one day, and they reached out and said, hey, Resorty, you want to stream it for 2 days instead? And I said, heck yes, that sounds good. I have no idea how they picked me as a person who gets to stream it twice, but seems good. And what they want is 2 hours of the 4-hour stream. We'll play some other game for a few hours, and then bounce on over and see how that goes. Okay, hire party, destroy, please. They'll get there soon. Is no one actually on job 1 constructing right now? I think I moved someone to job 1 building earlier. Digging earlier, rather. So Gospin go down on that and up on this. Eventually we'll need more digging, but for now, just getting this built seems like the right way to go. And we remake it with gold now, and it'll then be hot enough that it will not cause huge problems. There we go, a little faster, all good. Because Noms is over in Kyoto today, and I really don't know what time she's going home, I have no idea what I'm doing this evening. Like, usually after I'm done streaming, I go have my sandwich, and then I do some reading and some grading, and then usually between like 6:30 and 8 p.m., Noms comes home, we have dinner together. But she said there's a real possibility she will not be home until, was it like 10 p.m., 11 p.m.? How am I going to fill those hours? I know what I should do, which is get ready for class tomorrow, but that doesn't sound like fun at all. So I might try to come up with some movie that I want to watch that she is not not interested in. There aren't too many of those. She's usually pretty game on watching anything I want to watch, and maybe a documentary of some kind. Always on the lookout for good documentaries, and yeah, recently I've been looking through the documentaries subreddit on Reddit, and I'm always just struck by the weird documentaries people find to put on there. And some of them are, the old favorites, things like the Louis Theroux, which are, in some measure the high watermark of documentaries of American subculture, for sure. But also there's a lot of other documentaries on just weird little things, weird little people, and I like that. What I love about documentaries is both like the greater understanding that comes with them, like the greater ability to say like, oh, here's how our world works. But I'm also such a fan of the oh, I had no idea that was a thing, or I now understand something kind of basic about us a little bit better. That's cool. Put on musicals and grade. I don't have that much grading left, because as I mentioned in the open, my students are not turning their assignments this week because they did not buy the book. And so without the book, there's just not too terribly much for them to do. And there's a higher stress here. Poor old Gospin's been stressed out a little bit. What's wrong, Gospin? Why are you having a bad time? Low morale. Okay, so Gospin is the highest leveled character here, and he is now having a bad time. Part of that is earlier we had some food sent through. I'm going to go ahead and do that again to get Gospin back up. And we talked previously about trying to automate the process of sending good food through, but have not actually done that yet, so it continues being manually sending things back and forth. So previously we sent through fried mushrooms. This time I'll send through some bristleberries. Those will be a little nicer for him. Nice enough, in fact, to get him over his issues. So 1 round of food goes through. Where are they? Bristleberries. There they are. Nicely cooked up. Yeah, anytime I do anything and grade, I'm definitely someone who gets a little bit overly stuck on the musical or the movie or whatever else. I'm always so impressed by people who can do two things at once. I can put on music and grade if if the music doesn't have any words to it. If it's just like movie soundtrack or some sort of orchestral music. Occasionally it's beautiful and that catches me and I sit back and say, oh wow, that was amazing. But yeah, if it's a musical, I just want to stop and sing along. I know some people grade while watching television. I do not know how people do that either. Because gradually my focus shifts every single time, and that's just not great. Just not great. Seeing this pool of chlorine here and here, I'm thinking of throwing a pump down here somewhere with a filter, just to filter out all the chlorine and move it into our chlorine room up here. Much better. You have TV knitting where you don't have to look at the knit. Yeah, I know that people watch stream while cleaning the house or knitting or doing something else that doesn't require substantial attention, and I absolutely get why you do that. But I'm perhaps someone who most of the other things I would do require looking and fuller attention. Like I remember a woman I dated some years back had a habit of reading while watching television, and I do not know how she did this, but I would talk to her afterwards about the show we were watching, and she would be able to offer like insightful commentary on it, even though she had not had her eyes on the screen. And apparently she got something out of the book also. I know that multitasking is a real thing. I know that people can split their attention to a certain degree, but I'm always really surprised if people do it effectively. Because I thought the research said pretty clearly that humans are not especially good at doing more than one thing at a time. And so I guess it depends like what level of competence and performance do you want, and how much are you focusing on whatever it is. So knitting helps you ground also. So you can watch intense things, then knitting keeps you going. Yeah, it makes total sense. I'm definitely a stimmer. Definitely if I get feeling nervous or anxious or uncomfortable, I bounce my foot. Which my wife's totally cool with, except at bedtime, because I shake the entire mattress and she's unable to sleep, and gosh, that doesn't feel great for her. As I'm getting to just throwing more and more storage bins around the base, they really have no rhyme or reason for being there. It is totally just, here's some garbage, pick up the garbage, please. I wonder what it would take to have a really nicely organized base storage area. Like, I always end up with basically this thing, though I recognize that one could instead have like a really nice automated room where, with everything in its right position, and the little automated sweepers picking things up and moving them around. And I don't even know what that kind of room would look like. It'd probably be substantially taller, so we'd have room for the sweeper above. And I guess I would wonder, like, what would we do once we had the sweeper, right? Part of it would be to decide what we're distributing where. We do have these conveyor loaders that I've not really used much at all. And up in the chlorine room, we are moving polluted dirt out of here and sand in. That's great. But I guess I'm trying to think about how else might storage work well with auto sweepers. And maybe there's nothing much we need to do unless we're distributing more things. Hey, Hoax, how you doing? Hey, Jesse, you have a quantum trash tile. What does that mean? What's a quantum trash tile? I know nothing about this. I know in some games, Dwarf Fortress is one, it's possible to put a tremendous amount of garbage items you don't really want inside of just one tile. Is it that kind of thing also? Quantum trash tile. What a great phrase that is. What was I working on this map? Something I was actively working on here before the break. Yeah, like I said, taking that midstream break always throws me off to the point like, I don't know what I was doing. I know the other map what I was doing. And so we'll continue doing that. It's kind of cheaty. If you have an unpowered smart bin with a funnel part, if you sweep things into it, it instantly spits everything onto a single tile. Okay, so you make it so that really everything is just thrown into one tile like this. Interesting. So the auto sweeper picks up everything and dumps it in just one tile. Fascinating. Fascinating. I see it's a little bit cheesy indeed, but huh. It also might help with lag to sweep everything into one tile. Really? Really? Okay. I guess I see how it would if the game doesn't have to worry about absolutely everything everywhere. And I know that some games, I guess Minecraft is one, like don't have the entire world loaded at once. Instead it loads in like chunks. I guess I wonder how this game handles that. Like, for right now I'm zoomed in here. Is the game also actively paying attention to what's happening, you know, down here? I assume. Where is it also like actively playing this map even though I'm not looking at it? No graphic rendering, but still it has to be keeping track of like, what's the pressure down here? Is it still pumping, etc.? I don't know. This is what we were working on. We were working on expanding our storage. Hello, Sandwraith. How many gigabits of RAM is Oni using right now? I can check the task manager. I'm not tech support. I'm not tech support, my friend. I think you came in yesterday and asked how many gigabytes of RAM you needed to have. I mean, I'll go ahead and check. I would not normally do this, but for you, Sandwraith, anything. All right, task manager says, all right, currently we're using 18% of the CPU and 3,000 megabytes. There you go, which is 43% of my memory. The 21 instances of Firefox that are open are using 1,200 megabytes. There you go. Firefox is using 1% of my network, where OBS Studio, the broadcasting software, is only using 8 megabytes per second of the network. Any more questions about how the computer's working? There you go. Hope that helps. But no, I'm someone who doesn't really look at the doesn't really look at all the different behind the scenes stuff. As long as it doesn't stop working. We're having some power use problems apparently. Okay, so this happens occasionally where it pops up with like we're consuming much more power than usual. Wonder why that is. 21 instances of Firefox. I don't know if it's counting each of my tabs as an instance. So I do have a lot of tabs open in a lot of windows. Or if maybe something didn't close down correctly last time I restarted the computer. But yeah, on like the streaming window for Firefox, I have 12 tabs open right now. Some of them are like games played for the future and so on. Yeah, I'm someone who leaves tabs open as in the future I will deal with XYZ. And that's how it goes. You found that the CPU is the biggest bottleneck on Oni. Cool. 21 is nothing. Yeah, Noms often has like 50 open to the point that like each of the little tabs on a Firefox window is barely clickable. It's so tiny, and I find that delightful. And I know some people have even more. I mean, back when I was doing my dissertation, I would leave links open to or leave tabs open to various articles I needed to read, and at one point it just got absolutely absurd. Also, I've mentioned this before. I don't use bookmarks. I have never used bookmarks, and I don't know why. Like, I know what bookmarks are for. It's so I can actively say, oh, in the future, I want to be able to get back to this page in order to read this article or whatever. I know that's what I should be doing. What I do though, is just leave all the tabs open. I wonder if people who are younger than me, like, were raised on using tabs, or not tabs, using bookmarks correctly. But for whatever reason, I was not. I don't know. Recapping up 100 tabs, that's amazing. Are they the kind of things that you will use consistently, or are they things that you intend to look at in the future and use once? Because Noms will often leave like her favorite recipes open, Especially here, we don't have all of our cookbooks, so you can easily go back to the recipe. It's in here somewhere, just gotta find it, that kind of thing. Alright, so we want to connect you to you, and you to you. And I guess while I'm expanding, I can go ahead and just add another tier also. More tiers, more good. So here are the tiers of the boxes. You know what? I'm gonna actually go straight down here instead, and then back up and around. That seems good. For tabs, you leave a small number of things open you go to regularly, and a bunch of stuff to go through later. Yeah, I think anytime I leave a bunch of tabs open, I say to myself, we will surely go read these later, and then so often I'll have like something crash, or my computer will turn off for lack of power. Not this one, my laptop, and I'll say, okay, well, I've lost all those tabs. If they were actually important, they'll surely come back someday. And I always hope that's actually true, that they will return to us eventually. Okay. So, I think that will do it. We'll see. Let me build across here as well. Yeah, mentioning power going out suddenly, there's something wrong with my laptop. In the last week or so, before I left the US, I was carrying my laptop from one room to another, and I tripped over a cord. If you ask Resorty, was it the incredibly long Ethernet cord going throughout your entire house? Why, yes, it was. And so I tripped over the Ethernet cord, and I caught myself on the wall, but in the process of falling into the wall, I kind of threw my laptop, which I've been told this is not a good way to treat your electronics. And so my laptop crashed to the floor, and it broke a, what's it called? A hinge on the laptop flippy part. The screen, I guess. It still opens and closes fine. It just makes a little bit of grinding sound when it does. But ever since then, occasionally my laptop will just shut down. And I'm guessing what this means is, and I when I say shut down, I don't mean like the slow and gentle process of Windows is taking the time to save your files. It's just, it is working, and then suddenly it is dead. And then it turns back on again when I push the button. So I'm guessing it's the case that like something is loose inside, something solder, I don't know what. But it has not been a lot of fun. Especially like if I'm writing an exam and suddenly it turns out the shutdown, I go to sleep mode. No, it really shuts down. Yeah, it goes off absolutely entirely. And so I've been doing that now for about a year or so, and you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's very annoying. But I think I may need to get a new laptop at some point fairly soon. We'll see what happens. Hey, Pneumatic Jam. The mighty Ethernet cable. You have 2 dented monitors that made you seek out a bag of cable ties. So the problem is, at both this house and the last house, the router, the router for the house is like in a common area. In this case, on the 2nd floor, at the last place on the 1st floor. And then I stream from downstairs, and so my Ethernet cable has to run from one floor to the other. At the last house, we tried very hard to run the Ethernet cable through the vent work, but we couldn't quite make it work. And here, we're not allowed to drill holes in the ceiling because we don't own the place. And so it really is just on the floor through the entire house. And that's annoying. Can you use a wireless router? So wireless routers are strongly discouraged for streaming because they don't have a consistent enough bandwidth or a consistent enough signal, insert appropriate nerd words here. So yeah, if you stream on wireless, it will lead to a certain kind of choppiness all the way along. Yeah. So I don't do that. We do have a wireless router for our laptops, which is good. It could be a short. If the broken hinge is on the same side as my power button. No, Biff. Actually, the power button's on the right side. The broken hinge on the left side. I think. Tape secure it. Yeah, so I've been saying for the past 8 months, at some point soon, I should try to find a way to pick it up off the floor and hanging above the doors. The issue is, I don't know what kind of, until recently, I didn't know what kind of like adhesive would come off the wall without ripping the wallpaper. Because I've heard that like most of the command strip things work really well on painted walls, and not well at all on wallpaper. And this entire house has like this kind of cool textured wallpaper, and I don't want to have giant holes in it for ripping off the command strips. That said, actually, in my streaming room, we're in right now, there is a painted wall, and that's what all of my little sound-absorbing tiles are hanging on. So, I don't know. You've seen command strips rip off absolutely everything. Yeah, managing to accept it, except we won't get our deposit back when we move out, but we'll see. Oops, put this here, do not plug it in. So, plug you in, please. Get Powerline Ethernet. What on earth is that? Wait, I don't own the house. I'm guessing Powerline Ethernet is you can, like, have Ethernet coming through the same box as your wall power. But yeah, no, I definitely don't own the house and can't do anything to it. Like, to even have the internet company come into the house and connect the fiber port to the fiber outside, they had to get the owner's approval. So I had to get a letter signed by both the house rental organization and also the owner of this house. And it was not enough for us to say, like, yeah, we talked to him. He said it's good to go. No, I had to actually get him to sign a permission slip as if I'm as if I were like a third grader going onto a field trip. That's how it goes. It seems like a huge amount of natural gas from one vent. So it's a lot. It's powering these two natural gas generators, which I believe are powering my whole base. So it is possibly the case that I don't have enough power draw. But yeah, we've saved up quite a bit off of that. That said, it has been running for a long time and goes off in 0.5 cycles. So very soon here, we're going to have to see how well it holds up. We'll see. Power line Ethernet is two boxes you plug into your existing outlets. Nothing involves any installation. Wait, really? Really? That's crazy. Now, because of the way I use my internet, namely I have video here that apparently you all want to watch a few seconds later, I need to have incredibly stable connection. But if I was checking email, I could just push the inbox button, and if it takes a minute to show up, whatever. But the video needs to be as stable as possible. So I will continue tripping over Ethernet cords for your enjoyment. My friends, after we let 3 Slicksters die before, the game has graciously given us 3 more Slicksters. This time, I will not kill them. It's cheap enough to give it a try. So, like I said, I've never actually heard of it. I can definitely look into it. There's definitely large electronic stores here. I could give it a go. Or I'll probably just see what kind of wall-hanging items people in Japan use. And that would definitely be easier for me and make me feel better than having to try new electronic machines that might cause problems. Because, man, there's no worse feeling than going live on Twitch and dropping frames and not being able to figure out why. It is brutal. Hey, Gallius, you wonder if I could use the population of gulpfish to upcycle polluted water from gas generators and clean water and meat. So, to this point, I have never, ever used gulpfish for anything. I've never had a Pacu farm. I've never had nothing. That's right, I got nothing. And so I don't know how Pacus work. I'm happy to look into them, though. Hey, City Robo, good seeing you again. How's it going? Alright, the dreaded red OBS box with Blind Rage, yeah. If you've never streamed on the little recording software, there's this beautiful little green light, and it brings me comfort and joy to see the green light. because everything is going smoothly. The video comes from here, goes to there, no problems. I don't have to think about it. But very infrequently, it'll flash a little bit yellow, and my peripheral vision goes, oh no, what's that? And even worse, sometimes it goes solid red. And when it goes solid red, I know you can't see me at all, and I don't know how to fix it, and it is genuinely, genuinely horrible. So, yeah, hopefully none of that today. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Okay. I need to make sure we have the eggs moving only to there. So the other ones that are open, are they higher priority? Or is that the only 9 priority box in the place? I think it's the only 9 priority box in the place other than this one for fossils. So we will get the Slicksters there. But first, my friends, we have a ad break coming up. If you're an ad watcher, I appreciate it. The game is paused. You won't miss anything. For those of you who are hanging out for the duration, we're going to continue working on today's little crossword. I think we got about half it done now. That should be good. Let me throw you all into emote-only mode for the next little bits. And yeah, we'll see what kind of progress we make here before we return to the progress of our Oni base. Maybe we'll finish this one this time. We'll see, we'll see. All right, so here we go. Let's work on the downs. Moisture on a lawn at dawn. I like that rhymes. Lawn at dawn. Do. Romantic words. I love you. Chat. I love you. Maybe. Quality of light. Fluffy matzo balls. So initially I started reading that one as quality of light and fluffy matzo balls. Like, okay, what quality of lights do I know? It has waveforms. It contains all the colors. Yeah. So light fluffy matzo balls are probably airiness, I'd guess. Let's see what the cross is though. Name that anagrams to aisle. So no, there is no R in that. So Elisa. So ELS, ELI, Elias. That's a name of something involving baseball, I think. Let's see if that's right. Down here, pierce with a fork. Stab, probably. I'll say spear initially. Across here, we have inapt rhyme for first. Well, worst. First to the best, etc. Travel documents of Wisa. Good. So yeah, I think it is airiness. Great. Glad to see we got that one right. Off the G then. What's black and white? What's black and white? Well, a crossword is. I have no idea what's black and white. He ad-libbed an economics lecture in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Ben Stein. As a youngster, I loved the show Win Ben Stein's Money. Of the various like trivia shows, it seemed like the most sincere because Ben Stein was just some guy who knew some stuff, and you had to compete against him, and maybe you'd win some money. That said, since I've become an adult, my opinion of Ben Stein may have gone down a little bit. We'll see, we'll see. Organizer near a workbench. Surely that's a tool. I was gonna say box, but tool something else. Speedwagon maker is the REO Speedwagon. Not set in stone. Not set in stone. Like a gemstone that isn't inside of a ring yet could be it. But that'd be not set in ring, I suppose. Flexible, that kind of thing. Not sure what. Jaguars environment. Okay. The Jaguars are, I believe, a football team. I know there's a conference called the AFC. I know that Jaguars are from Jacksonville. Jacksonville's in Florida, so it's the AFC East. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm still very proud of myself. We'll see if that's right after a while. Cuddler on the outside. Cuddler on the outside, no idea. Fuss. Fuss will be a do. I'll be so proud if I got football one right. Not set in stone. Yeah, I'm unsure on there. All right, we have here, year in Rio is Anno. Drop it. Let it go? French handbag initials, Yves Saint Laurent. Good. Greek Cupid is Eros, actually, so no. Maybe it's a different kind of Jaguar. Maybe. Michelle's Dawson Creek roll. I have absolutely no idea. Ben, 10. So probably it's a stereotypical woman's name, so I'm guessing it's Jen, short for Jennifer. Door frame piece is a Jamba. Good. The Tale of Flopsy Bunny's author Potter. That's Beatrice, or Beatrix maybe. I think it's Beatrix Potter. Not sure on that. Show off your muscles is flex, good. Not set in stone is fluid. I said flexible earlier, that seems good. Jaguar's environment. Okay, a Jaguar is also a kind of car, right? It's probably an auto show, auto dealer. We'll see what happens. Color on the outside might be a big softy. Possibly. I think Beatrix Potter may have also done like Peter Cottontail or something. A secret agent. Let's say a spy. A mole would be it also. I think it's possible Big Softy is incorrect then. Because if auto show is right, then spy goes here. Ascends at sea or eyes. Captain. Anticipate with fear. Dread, probably. Hold your horses. Yeah, not sure on that. Dance in a pit. Mosh. My favorite activity for weekends. The moshing. Hard at work is busy, and shy is a word also good. Small whirlpools and eddy. Mid-month day is the eyes. Rattles on. Yaps, possibly. Gabs often feels better. Is there a word for secret agent that ends in G? No, I can't think of any right now, so I'm saying yaps and see what happens. Alright, what's black and white? A gray area. Cool. And then a tool rack. So clear frostrum is de-ice. Good. And tug sharply is to yank. Hold your horses is probably whoa, which I think is spelled that way. For the longest time I spelled it as is woo-ha. Woo-ha. I'm pretty sure it's spelled this way instead. Auto show is indeed correct. Good. Bait holder is a hook. So yaks instead of yaps. Has the right to. Owns. The color on the outside is the big spoon. Very good. How sweet, how sweet. That was fun. That was fun indeed. Guess on Jan was delightful. Glad I remember Beatrix also. Yeah, went pretty well. Thank you for hanging out during a moat-only time. Let's get you back to words and such and see what things you have to tell me about how you had it solved a long time ago. Exactly, Mac Jam. Yep, exactly right. The emote-only mode is to avoid spoilers. Just so it's not like, hey, 12 down is whatever when I'm trying to figure it out. Because I was like, trying to do some fun, trying to figure some stuff out. But yeah, I've actually never tried crossword without emote-only mode on. Maybe it'd be fun. Hey, thank you, boy. I appreciate it. We have a lot of fun with it for sure. Okay. How warm is Japan today? Asked Vera. I have no idea. It's out there. In here is, I don't know, 24 degrees Celsius or so. If you go to weather.com and type in Tokyo, you'll know what temperature is here. I have no idea. All right, very, very good. We return then to our question of what we're working on here. Did the eggs get moved? Are they being moved? They are indeed being moved by Gossman. So very soon we'll have eggs there. We'll keep an eye on it to make sure they all get down there. And I'm making you want to play Oni again. Understandably. Yeah, definitely understandably. Is 24C inside? Why so hot? Because I don't want to turn the air conditioner on. Yeah, definitely just a matter of I'm trying very hard to save power. It's in spring, so I could open the windows. The problem is this room does not have an openable window except for the one that's right here. And I don't want my neighbors walking by and looking at me. And more than that, I don't want the outside sounds to get to the microphone and distract you all. So we're going to just accept that it's not going to be cooler in here. Raw minerals go there. We'll actually make this entire line here just raw minerals. There's quite a few about the rural world. Why 24C hot? The computer's running, so I actually don't know for sure it's 24C in here. There's a little setting on my fan thing. My fan thing thinks it's 24. Might be wrong. I'm not sweating though, so maybe it's a little cooler than that. Who knows? Alright, so 5 of those, 5 of those. Potted plants. 5 of these. Potted plant. Currently it's 22 degrees outside. Wind is 19 kilometers per hour. Vera Johnson, thank you for the Tokyo weather update. My favorite. It has Joshua leveled up. Oh, not yet. Is he getting close? He's getting closer and closer. The problem is, though, even if Joshua levels up, we gotta wait for another level as well. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Gossman can level up. Now that Gossman has nice food, he's okay. We cannot allow, we cannot allow Gossman to get any more skills until we get more things made. We have a mess hall now. I thought this was not counting. Oh, the reason this was not counted as a mess hall was not that there's an industrial machine in here. It was because there's a bed in here also. This actually is counted as a proper mess hall. What does it take to move from mess hall to a great hall, which gives even more joy to everybody? A recreational item as well. Okay, cool. So, like I said, this area here I would like to turn into the great hall. And so we'll just dig out absolutely all of this. I'll then pop an insulated tile right here. And it'll be kind of a bit slidey. That'll be good. That's all not diggable right now, so we'll need to throw in some ladders as well. Kikari, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. First new follower of the day. Always appreciate people stopping by and checking us out. Having a lot of fun with Oni today, and I hope you're having a good time as well, my friend. This might be a little excessive as far as the ladders go, but we'll see, we'll see. Alright, so this one's going to be plain old metal. We also have here a bunch of plain old rock, and I worry there's some fairly warm rock down below, but that's okay. You know, at some point we'll cool down this area nicely. I have no idea how we're gonna set up cooling in this area, but I'm sure we'll figure out eventually. Okay, then what's on the floor in various places? We have mud. Mud we can turn into water at some point. For right now, I'll just throw it in as mud. That is a consumable ore? No. It's a squeezable, I know that. It's not liquefiable, though. No, it doesn't melt directly. These are organic. Yes, mud is. So these will be full of mud as well. And then in a while, we'll see what else we have thrown around that we need to get moving. Cool. All right. Debo continues complaining about battery issues. Yeah. We're just producing enough power to run things for a brief moment. This one here. Now, earlier we talked about trying to get the plug slug into this room using a critter sensor. I want to think for a moment about what it'll take to do that. The critter sensor sends a green signal or red signal based on the number of eggs and critters in a room. As of right now, this buddy is way over here. I wonder if we could push this guy forward by sealing off his things. Well, if nothing else, we can steal his egg. That's monstrous, isn't it? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, friends. You expect better from me, and what you get instead is stealing a baby. Oh, it's 99% incubated. Oh gosh, can we get it done? Operation Steal That Egg. Oh wow, it's priority number 9. It's still job 7 for Gossman. Have I put a lot of things at job 9? It's horrible. I know it's horrible. What's next to you, Broadman? Going to the bathroom. Then going to make that afterwards. Oh, relaxing. The problem is I've set up this job at the very end of the day. Now, I could hit the emergency button and make them go do it, but that would cause Gossman not to use the bathroom. So, after he's done with that, I'm going to hit the emergency button to see if we can get this knocked out. Wash your cute little hands. No sleep on Credebo. Okay. So, someone should be on the way now to get this. Gossman is good. As I said previously, I wish there were a way that we could have a red alert for only one character. I don't think we can do that. Use in case of emergency, the game tells us. What's the emergency here? The emergency is that egg might hatch. Okay, so this needs to be an egg. The slug egg. So slug egg generally. Highest priority. Move Gossman over a little bit. Anybody getting it? Joshua up next. We can mark this as sweep, highest priority, and that might kick it up as well. The Aaron just thrown from here, though. Oh, boy. Number one for Joshua. Joshua, where you go, man? Picking up some food first. Joshua on the way. We lock it and we see. Is he going to make it? Place your bets now. He climbs. He clambers. Horrible, horrible, nasty auction everywhere. I wonder if it actually hatches open. If the job will end. Or if we'll try to get all the way up there regardless. Also, nobody's sleeping here today. The new day has begun. No sleep allowed. It's gonna be the worst feeling if he gets almost there. No! 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 Video game. Well, I'm glad we did all that. Are you glad too? Oh, okay. We deserve that. We deserve that for our sheer arrogance. Alright, everything's fine. Don't you worry, team. Don't you worry. Alright, y'all have a good time here. Keep it going. I'm guessing it's getting increasingly hot down here, correct? Yeah, it is. It is really warming up in a hurry. Should probably deal with that sooner or later. One thing we can do is seal this across and then go ahead and dig this out. That'll make easier access to this. This red thing filling up. What are you filling with? It is filling with natural gas. So someone said earlier, you know this thing will release natural gas occasionally as like a ha-ha fun surprise. And then another chatter said, no, that's not the oil well. That's the refinery instead, to go from crude oil to petroleum. But no, this thing does fill up with natural gas, and it has to be released. So I'm very glad I noticed that before it got totally full. And the actual page here does not mention natural gas at all. So if you're a totally new player, you will never think that thought. You'll say, oh, look, it's building up love and friendship. And then, oh, no, it's natural gas. Okay, cool. We'll work on making sure that does not take over the whole base. We have to continue thinking about getting the AHTN turned on, but that will come sooner or later. Okay, build across here as well. And I'm thinking of just leaving this open so I can go both sides, but we'll see. It's quite the nasty surprise. Yeah. Such nastiness. Okay, and again, I'll try to use a Atmos sensor here to ensure we don't pump all the time. Though again, we really need power for this. We really need power. I'm going to put an airlock here just to ensure that if we need to seal the room, we can do so. We actually may end up sealing the room on one side and making them go in on one side always, but we'll see. One that would help is the ladder lines. Oh, that's a good call. The jumps do slow them down quite a bit. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I think I like the idea of using the jump ones for like temporary ones like this. But yeah, having a complete ladder line is probably a really smart idea. Thanks for thinking of that. I kind of think that would have helped a long time ago, but putting it on now also helps quite a bit too. I'm actually very glad right now that the Yeah, I'm really glad right now that the power is coming in frequently, which means this is filling up much less quickly than it could otherwise. If I vacuum up the room, I can use natural gas for power. If you vacuum, you don't have to power a filter. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I was briefly very confused. Like, wait. How would I get the natural gas out if it's a vacuum with no power? But you're saying if there's no gases in there other than this, you're fine to go. Yeah, so we can then seal absolutely all of this down. The only thing is I need to get carbon dioxide in here for happy little Slickster friends. Speaking of which, release the larva eggs. And I'm really hoping there's no other place that larva eggs can go. I think they'll stay there now because they're in a ranch. We'll see. Yeah, the mesh tiles will make it a little bit challenging to pump out entirely. So we may have to power the filter. We got time to figure it out though, so no great hurries. I want to bounce on over to there, and I think the dupes can stand. No, I was gonna say they could stand here and go to there, but that's one too high, I think. Instead, we'll go up around this way, and then build in bit by bits. All right, let's go through and build this entire ladder line all the way down. Go xylophone go. Now we'll continue down here. Cool. Awesome. So now we have these conductive wires, so we can support up to 4, 5? Yeah, 5 actually of the other buddies in here. So I'm gonna change this over to. These have 5 of the plugga sluggas. And plug sluggets, little babies. Okay, now with this all the way over here, I'm gonna try opening the door and see if we can get to sneak on in. At the exact same time this one is coming over here. Oh, go hang out over here, it's their place to be. That's probably a quick way to end up with it. No plug slugs inside. So, never mind. Did Joshua get a skill point? He has to have by now. He has not. It's getting real close, though. Real close. Maybe we should just send a rancher through to get it inside. And even if it's still wild in there, it at least is inside then. Yeah, no clue, no clue. I'm really wondering what's occasionally turning on and causes to go from 2,000 power consumption to 5,000. Like, honestly, I don't know if there's anything that consumes that much power all at once. But there must be. Absolutely must be. These are all not full. The natural gas generators are still running, and we've already burned through 3. So I suspect that it's the case that if we want to maintain these all throughout the off period, which is still 38 more cycles to go, we have to probably have like 50 of them. As was mentioned though, one thing we can do is if we go into here and make a larger area for the gas geyser to spew into, then it'll be able to hold more internally instead of externally. That sounds awesome. So let's go ahead and just get on in there. I'm gonna turn this off entirely. It's currently below 0 in there, apparently. It's totally a vacuum, we'll see. And when I vacuum the area around it, do you mean around natural gas? It actually is right now. But yeah, my intention is to pump everything out once we've dug out the area here. So it's just natural gas. Previously it was natural gas and oxygen both, but the oxygen's been pumped out and filtered out, which is awesome. Alright, so in we go. We'll have some fun with slime. Slime lung's not scary, don't you worry, etc. Okay, there will be some liquid down below. Yeah, so if we dig down all the way, let's see. Looks like hydrogen. Yeah, that actually is just vacuum. There's nothing inside of there. I'm always surprised that occasionally you see colors that indicate like, oh, there's hydrogen there, or the green here. Oh, there's polluted oxygen. But no, it's the case these are just, I think, like reflections of what's next door to it, the pink or whatever, but I really don't know how the colors are determined. Maybe it's the background of the kind of biome it is. Not sure. So we're going to dig straight on down this way. It is the biome color? Okay, cool. And not to go through there. Cool. We still have a bunch of cycles, no great hurry. How's the water bucket looking? Main water bucket. Okay, it's not yet a full tile, but it is fuller than last time. How are there germs here again? I thought I'd fixed it. I really thought I'd fixed it. Okay. It must be this room here. And it must be that this does not have enough head. So I'm going to fix this by not pumping anything out. I'm going to full on fill up the entire first bucket. And that will have to fix all the problems. On this side, so much beautiful clean water. No germs at all. The pipe is still fully backed off, so I thought I stopped that. You really think it might be the dupe bringing germs in. So we talked about that. I don't think it is, because all of the bathrooms are behind an equivalent number of sinks. And when we looked previously, the ladder line does not have any, right? So if it were the dupes carrying it in, it'd be one of the ladder lines. Germs on people. I mean, the dupes are all looking pretty clear. I don't know. Little above the water pipe, don't get exposed to chlorine. Yeah, that's why I had 31 going in and 30 going out. Because I thought that the 1% would, or the 1% extra being pumped in would be enough to ensure that the stuff inside of the pipes would always be nicely cleaned. But it's not quite working that way. And I'm not exactly sure why. But with this totally filled up, then we should be okay. Which I've said now probably 12 times about this thing. Do we have a lovely Draco existent yet? Hey, there it is. All right, we have a cute little baby Draco who will give us plastic very, very soon. Awesome. Awesome. And maybe today we'll finally fix this. I don't know. Anyway, we are now dumping clean and clear and beautiful water in. Surely no germs on any of that. Okay. Gospel's working. Cool. So I guess the question here is, if I decide to use some other kind of power than just the plug slugs, what kind should it be? We have ethanol, so we could try to get this base up and going with a petroleum burning generator. Do I have those researched? Yeah, petroleum generator. Produces carbon dioxide and polluted water. It makes a fair amount of heat and a fair amount of power. I mean, a lot of heat at this level for us. I wonder how long these ethanol pools would run through the need to. I mean, natural gas soon also. It's true. And so maybe we can get enough natural gas to keep this thing going. Now, am I right in remembering, and feel free to just spoil us 100%, am I right in remembering that a dupe has to go in here and release the natural gas? It doesn't auto-release? Yeah. So I can't have a complete vacuum then, right? If a dupe has to go in. We could try to make some kind of airlock fun to keep it as gas-free as possible. But as you know, there are not perfect airlocks in this game. Liquid locks. So, it'll be okay. We'll put a door here also. Liquid lock, yeah. I know about the evil you wish to bring upon this family. They hold their breath. It's true. They'll be fine. We'll set up oxygen production eventually. Or as I said before, we have lots of oxygen production. We could just set up a deodorizer and pump oxygen to like have a little oxygen mask area. Yeah, I really am thinking, like, what could I really help by sending through? And possibly making suits would help a bunch. But then we need to repair the suits. Is it possible to send broken suits back to get repaired? Wearables? It's not manufactured material. Clothing. Okay. You can actually send clothing back and forth. So maybe very kind of us to actually give them nice suits here. Now, I'm saying that after making our poor dupes live here for such a long time, hanging out in the polluted oxygen all the time. Maybe. This ladder line is fine. Get rid of these little bits here. And I guess we don't need these anymore. Oh, I was talking about trying to move the ladder line over, but just chlorine there. Let's go ahead and dig that out. Have ladder line go here instead. In which case we want to go straight down here. So get rid of all of that instead. Move the deodorizer eventually. Up. But the priority must be on this stuff. So the priority up slightly. Nothing will collapse, no big water loss. Great. All right. We have a lot of food here right now. I wonder if I'm still sending all the gristleberries through. At home we have still quite a bit of food also. The fried mushrooms are down a fair bit. So I think I want to expand my fried mushroom area. But what's so nice about this is a place where the dupes regularly hang out in their bedrooms. So as they sleep, they release carbon dioxide that falls below. Could I do the same thing over here underneath their bedrooms? I can. I absolutely can. We're not using this for anything. So let's put a second mushroom farm in here. Yeah, I think it'd be a really good time to do that. Now we got a bunch of chlorine to deal with. So I want to pump that out as well. This wire is currently moving no power at all, but it could very easily support both a filter and a pump. Get that going first. Oh boy, time for more pipe spaghetti, wherever we need to send it. So I'll throw it, I guess right down here is fine for now. This at the bottom is carbon dioxide. Might be good to put an airflow tile there. Those down below is, yeah, just carbon dioxide. So probably need a skimmer down here also. And it's the future. Is there a reason to build showers? I think dupes get happy when they have showered. Is that true? Hassan, tell me your joy. Maybe do the skills page. Wrong planet. Yeah, they get +3 morale for showering. I think it also removes germs in their body, but the big thing is the +3 morale. Oh, great. How great is that? Okay, I want to have a filter as well. So green is the input, or green is the output rather. White's the input. And so I'd like to take carbon dioxide and chlorine and send them to different places. So we'll need a second filter as well. So chlorine will go up here. Carbon dioxide will go over this way. And then whatever else can just hang out here for now. Cool. All right, carbon dioxide first. This line right here dumps carbon dioxide down here. Yes. Okay. So go straight across. Bounce on across also. Not even put it in the floor. This is the pipe that goes down for carbon dioxide. Yes, it is. Great. And then chlorine. I think I have a... the output here is for chlorine. This is for carbon dioxide going down as well. So I don't have a pipe that leads into there. I could temporarily steal the carbon dioxide line and use it that way. I prefer to leave it as is. So, just go up and through the floor here. I'm sorry about your eyes, man. I'm sorry about your eyes. I think in previous bases, I've done a much better job of keeping harmful gases like chlorine and hydrogen more segregated. And so I worry a little bit that in this base, I've, instead of them run free, that's led to much more irritation, which does slow down the dupes and also makes them a little bit less happy than otherwise. Okay, so I guess we're going to try to bounce through here. And I can use the same output, can't I? Yeah, because just chlorine being dumped. That'll be good. We're going up here. Connecting to here as well. And again, this is just temporary, so I will definitely remove it for too long. Awesome. Cool. Need power to there. We'll just steal this power cable and go and run across. Once again, we have absolutely no copper. I sent all the copper through. We're going to stop that. We're going to go back over to, go down to here instead and say no more copper goes through, please and thanks. We are trying to send all the gristleberries through though. And if I can get another source of food up and going here, it's probably fine. But having the main base eating only pickled meal seems like a really bad idea. So I'll take off gristleberries also. Nothing goes through now. With that, we want to make sure then that our copper is still being produced. How much copper do I actually have? We can see that by building just a plain old wire, I think. Yeah, so we have no cobalt here. It's all on the other map. It's fine. We still have about 12,000 basic copper. And there's still more places we haven't dug out either. But I don't know if there are any huge copper spots left. Giant sucrose, though. In just a moment, we'll come back and see if we have the copper we need. We're then working on digging out in the natural gas area. Has been dug some more. And then we have an area below for slime to fall into safely. Hey, board games, how's it going, my friend? Hope today's going better for you. Good for you, etc. I'm considering taking everything over to here as natural gas space. Though I actually don't know how much area we want for the natural gas. There's probably no particular reason not to have more. Maybe. Bonnie? Hello, Bonnie. This now... They're not going to reach all that, I don't think. So we can work our way from here down. Well, let's start at the bottom if we can. And get all this also. I feel like at the moment we actually have 2 functional bases. Neither one's actually sustainable in any meaningful sense, but definitely better than they were before. And we have 2 plastic eggs now. Last time we only had 1 of them. I'm again gonna go ahead and consume the basic Dreco eggs. But I think 2 of those also. How about putting in a farmer here? I have to wait until it gets pumped out. That's all reachable. Incredibo. Intervals again. Iron. Cool. It's refined iron. I'll dump it on this side. We could use it for making steel on the other side, but just having some metals available here will be helpful. Alright, so this area has not been handled quite as well as I was hoping it would. This is getting fuller and fuller. Gotta make sure to get that finished before too long. And so I'll go ahead and hit the higher priority here. It's already priority 7. Actually, mates has not been done then. Priority 7 strikes me as being relatively important. Yeah, but Digger Gossman. Right, because Gossman's set to build everything before mining anything. So he is working on getting these lovely, lovely ladders made. Also, in modifying the ladders, have I made it okay, it's actually now not possible to get from this side to this side in this area. Well, I think we said before we're going to try to have a ladder down here instead. So we'll leave that where it is and just build straight down this way. And then we can cross, okay. Alright, so none of these bins are full yet. It's just the case that there's not been enough time to fill things. I guess I'm going to see if at the main base there's another dupe with very low morale need. And just I'll send them through to help out. So, Ellie only needs 2. And Ellie can help with construction. Ellie, I believe you've been selected to go join the exploration team on the other side. Also, what a mess this is. Let's figure out why they're not getting these repaired, or put away rather. It's a worn Atmos suit. So did I set up a job to repair Atmos suits? I did. It's only job 5 though. Move to 8 and see if that gets done first then. They're pioneers. I like that. Ellie, you get to be a pioneer. Ooh. Best of luck, Ellie. Best of luck. Okay, she's going to try to take a spacesuit to go there. We no longer need spacesuits. So Ellie, take a moment off. Wait, what's not powered? Oh. the forge is not powered. Yes, that would be the issue. Once upon a time, we had a very light wire running through here. And I decided it would be a better idea to move it over to higher power wires. And that's one thing we didn't plug back in. Like this thing over here also. It's citrus scented. Delicious. I wish the deodorizer looked like Christmas trees. That'd be an absolutely amazing piece of, what's it called? Cosmetic content to put in the game. The new drops and such. All copper to there. Good. Okay, so I want to lock this side. And then, yeah, because we know it goes to a safe-ish place. Initially, I was worried it'd be very unsafe. We're going to dig out these 2 tiles. And that way people from the non-suited site can get up there. I think I'm seeing a lot of brine here. I'm wondering. It is. Oh, I thought we had this all figured out. But here is apparently breaking occasionally. And now that we're watching, it's not going to break, is it? So I think what would have happened for it to break here is presumably something hot got stuck there, and then whatever was behind it had mostly cooled down, and as it got forward, it broke. Just a little break though. Tiny little baby break. This actually may not be much brine. It's actually very little brine, it's just sticking as it does. So we can mark this to mop also. And that'll give us a good gauge if there's been more lost. Okay, so we've been filling this entirely. It is now one totally full and totally degermified. So we'll return this to 31% fill and turn you, these are germ free, not quite yet. Close enough. Turn you to 30% on. And it should be the case now. There'll be no more head pipe germs after the bits are right now. And then hopefully we'll have no more germs in the water bucket. As of right now it's at 2,700. We'll check back in a bit and it will surely be at 0. Good. Natural Gasville. Coming along very nicely. The air here, being very polluted gas, could get very, very slime-lungy very quickly. So you might want to put a deodorizer in there as well. But for the moment, we will dig out with this. Hey, Paul Harvey. Good seeing you. Have a good night to you, too. Okay. So in digging this out, we're going to have this polluted water hole down here from the rolling down of the natural gas generators. I'm thinking, wondering, hoping, should we attempt to pump this water out and then sequester again? There's no particular reason to have all this area as it is, especially when we want to have the natural gas guys that are a little bit better in control. But we still have many, many cycles for that one out. Cool. Over here in Waterville, it is still pumping out nicely. What are we going to do over here? We're not going to need the brine pipe anymore. I guess we can take the brine pipe, which is already down this far, and begin running it through the really hot areas. Yeah, the main base is really quite nicely temperate. That's pretty cool. I think it's the first playthrough I've had this this cold salt slush geyser available. Like, I've tried to use polluted water to cool the base before, and it's not worked nearly as well. Brine's really cool. Brine's really, really great. I did turn you back on, making sure they're all actually on correctly again. They're all set up correctly. Water seems possibly good. Not the first time I believed that. I think right now we have 2 cycles using this pipe here. We could actually have 3 cycles. There is one cycle where one is filling and one is closed to cleanse. That's this one's happening right now. The other 2 cycles are operative. So we could add one more sieve line and use this pipe to return always. That's not super urgent to do, so we'll see in a little bit. All right, do we have more copper again? We do. So plug you in, and plug you in, and plug you in. We then want to select this one. This is the one that goes up, so it's chlorine. And then this one is down, it's carbon dioxide. Oh, I want to send Ellie through the machine. Did I get subs so she can do that now? So we're here. This door is locked. This door is locked. There's currently no way in. We unlock this side. And this side also, actually. And then Ellie, into the machine you go, my friend. I want to welcome from the other side, but at least give her a bed inside the lovely little bedroom here. No room, so we can move someone's cot over. And then we'll get to work on making the Great Hall a bit more in a moment here. Rowan's not a good constructor. He's trying his best, though. Nice. Yeah. And make those higher priority, but not yellow alert by any means. Yeah. Did this area get made? Kinda. So the ladder line is basically done. I'm actually going to stop this section, though I do want to know what's inside the pad here. It's probably much more important to get this done before natural gas becomes a disaster. And when with some natural gas coming out of here, we'll want to think about having it go to a natural gas generator. Natural gas generators, we know, produce carbon dioxide. Oh, carbon dioxide. We can have the natural gas generator's carbon dioxide go into the slickster room, can't we? And then have its polluted water drip I don't know where. Wait a second. This consumes clean water. Could we take the polluted water from the natural gas generator, sieve it, and run it back through the oil refinery? How much power does a natural gas generator actually produce? There's probably some way to do this and have it like self-contained. 90 natural gas per second, 67.5 grams per second. There may not be enough polluted water throughput. Okay. I think the biggest concern I have is how often will we get all the natural gas? As of right now, because we don't have a power situation figured out, definitely not often enough, but I always like the idea of imagining enclosed loops that don't need any help. With the refiner, it's actually water negative. Recappy, thank you. So we'll continue doing it the way we've been doing it. That's fine. Does Joshua have a skill point? And Ellie is probably standing in the box. Hey, Joshua, who's looking a little ill down there maybe, can now get the farming. One more points. You got Critter Ranch 1. Petroleum boilers, water positive. Oh, I forgot about petroleum boilers. I've never made one, but I've heard about them. Some of you have mentioned them before. Go, Ellie, go! Yeah, they apparently like set up heat, and if you get over a certain temperature without going too far, your crude oil turns into petroleum. Welcome back, Ellie! Alright, so Ellie and Gossman get these two. Nicely packed in. But again, it ensures that everyone gets this. Now, 2 bathrooms, 4 people, feel a little bad. I could use shift, I guess. The other thing to do, though, would be we could set up a water loop thing for proper bathrooms here. Where I didn't do that on the other base, it might be nice to do it here instead. The question would be, do I remember how to make a water loop for bathrooms and such? I think I do. I think I can. We'll see in a little bit if I can. A real honest-to-God water loop. I have done it once before, and so I believe I know how to do it. But we'll see. We'll see. So one way is to heat crude oil to petroleum. You can also skip petroleum, boil all the way to sour gas, and then cool it so it drops its sulfur and turns into natural gas. Phase shifts are not my friend. I don't really know how they work, so maybe at some point we'll give it a shot and see. But I'm going to use the proper machine for right now. Good job, Gossman. Thank you for getting that all worked out. So in this area, we will dump. Hopefully it fits. I was going to say let's put a pump right here, but I'm guessing that this arm may actually exist. Let's see if it does. Ventilation, right? It doesn't actually. I'm surprised. It might make sense to recess it, actually, so we can go a little higher. All right, here's a question. Spoil away. Anybody know what tile releases the natural gas? Because I'm thinking of putting the pump in a little recessed area just above it. So hopefully it catches it without having to, like, go all the way up and through. I've heard the magic tiles are often the tile where things plug in. So maybe natural gas comes from right here through the whistle. Maybe it pressures out of here. I don't know. We'll figure it out together, presumably. So let me try to... Okay, what do I want to do? Ideally, I'd like to make a relatively high spot here, but with the water, that's not going to happen. We could pump it all out, but that's too much work for right now, so... If we were to go in here, we can then rebuild the floor, and that lets move the floor up some. Alright, swimming folks, let's get to it. We'll build a little house from the inside instead. Both outputs are dumped in the environment from bottom cells. Gas at the second from the left. Oil at rightmost. Yeah, the oil comes out of here, I believe. So, gas at second left. It comes here. All right, cool. Thank you. So it comes here, and we'll hopefully rise up. Wait. Yes, natural gas goes above carbon dioxide, but below oxygen. So... carbon dioxide from whatever down here. Wait, how are we getting carbon dioxide in here? We talked about this earlier. I wanted to have airflow tiles to ensure that carbon dioxide gradually got into this room, so the poor little slicksters do not die. They have quite a bit right now. They'll be fine. Oh, so many things to think about. I keep thinking to myself, we got this all figured out. We're going to be good. And so often, no. That's water, right? The crude oil is still sitting here correctly. This room is now nicely dug out. Does Abyssalite have any decor properties? No. So proper tile is nicer. Like I said, I'm not worried about melting here, so I am going to go ahead and just make normal tile all day long. But maybe insulated tile is equally plain looking. Is it? Insulated tile, yeah, insulated tile is 0, apparently. Where normal tile is +5 at least. Oh, actually insulated tile is negative. I apologize. So, let's cover it up. Okay, and then we'll go through here and put up some walls. And then begin making it lovely with crown molding. And we have granite here, awesome. I was thinking about having to move granite over from another base, but this will look nice at least. Okay, for it to be not just a normal dining hall, but a great hall, I think it needs a decor item and a recreation item also. Now, standard first recreation item is the water cooler. Do I have access to any other recreation item at this point? They might all require power. Yeah, I think that's the issue. They all need power, if not the water cooler. Now, the party line phone could be good, but it prefers to be inside of a rec room. So I don't know about that. But they also prefer to be in a rec room. Yeah, the advantage of the water cooler doesn't need power. So, sure, we'll throw that one in a second here after it's all made up that way. Okay, while we're working on that, we will... Please stop pumping. I'm considering turning this thing off. We'll see. Okay, I want to move the water up and up And then, let's think. Ideally, I want the pump to be like so. Or maybe even like so would be fine. I just need an area where the Atmos sensor can go also. So 3 wide might be good. Yeah, we'll do like this. So we'll want to build across here and then go up once more. I'm going to turn off the oil welf right now because it's not exactly doing anything useful. It's just making more heat in the world. Let's not do that. Is Ellie here now? Is Ellie working? I don't think I've given her any priorities, have I? Ellie, trying to build. Tidying, storing, supplying, all good. Joshua, not looking good. Has that food poisoning. He'll get over it real soon. He'll be fine. And then we'll work on the bathroom with the closed water loop at some point. All right. Have we been pumping out gases down here now? We are. Look at that. It's beautiful oxygen. The chlorine hath been cleared. Great. And so we'll start cleaning up this area now by removing all these. And I'm going to want to make possibly multiple layers of farms through here. So how tall did I make the farm go this way? Actually only too tall. Easier way to fill with carbon dioxide and have no problems. But first, my friends, an ad is coming presently, so let me go and pause the game. And over the course of this ad break, we'll work on some crossword puzzle fun. Did I already finish one crossword puzzle today? I think I did. So I have to move over to the other one. We're back from the ads in about 3 minutes or so. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. But yeah, this crossword is completed. Good. So we'll move then to the Washington Post crossword, which I have not ensured the window capture is correct. Is it? Good enough. And you can see a little Japanese ad on the side there for, what does this say? Hakoto. Apparently, if your toe is sore, you put these little toe gloves on, and it makes your toe less sore. Delightful. LA Times, Wednesday, April 5th of 2023. That is yesterday. Hair covering garments. Well, hairnet comes to mind right away. There's like those towel things my wife wears on her head after she bathes. The word turban comes to mind. I don't know if that's right, but we'll see if it is. All right, Bonanza Brother. This is a cowboy show I do not know. Maybe Tony, but who knows. Engrossed by. One's attention's been caught. No word comes to mind. Monopoly Corner. That's probably jail. Something like turban may be correct. Or incorrect, rather. Classified info. Yeah, I'm going to say turban might be wrong. But what would go with a J there? Blank oil. Castor oil? Crude oil? Crude does not fit, correct? I'm going to do castor oil, which I know of as like something you feed to sick children, maybe we're constipated, not sure. Together the movies say, on a date is what happens at the movie together. Army swimmer. Army swimmer. Like a cadet possibly, someone who's training, but probably not. Slinky for one. Slinky's a toy. It's a coil also. Top. It could be Acme, possibly. There was a blank danced, and under that was I born. From much ado about nothing. There was a star danced. I'm thinking under that I was born. Like one's born under a sign or a star or something, but I'm not sure. Dracula director Browning. I have no idea. Kitchen storage option. Like there's Tupperware. There's the refrigerator. There's a bread bin. Beyond repair. Totaled. Having some concerns about castor oil. We'll see. Equestrian loop. There's that like dressage, like dancing. It's done inside of a circle thing. Success at last. I don't know. Hat that sounds right for an eco-conscious poet. Hat for an eco-conscious poet. The green something. Green Derby, no idea. Opposite southwest, an easy one for us. That is northeast, which I can surely type. Thompson, who played Bianca in the Creed films. Yeah, no clue. Foil alternative. Possibly epee. I was thinking initially foil like the aluminum foil used for covering food and like saran wrap. So it could be wrap also, but epee is a different kind of sword fighting. Jeff Lynne's band, I have no idea. Man, the LA Times is way too celeb heavy for me. Bend at 59 down, or at 5 down rather. Supporter of dance troops. And a bend at a dance troupe is probably a plie, I think. Short nightwear, well, PJs. It's short form of that. Mulan singer Blank Salonga. It's Leah Salonga, right? She's also in Les Mis. I've never seen anything so weird. I have no idea. Hat that's okay. So all of the long crosses today are hats. We'll get to that in a second. Some chats briefly. DMs, IMs, PMs. Who knows? Cheryl of Charlie's Angels. Hat that sounds right for a futuristic cartoon poet. All right. So they're all. Is it a Jetson Stetson? Are these rhymes? Futurist cartoon poet, the Jetsons, Stetson. Very good, very good, very good. I'm now delighted. Whipple is a kind of hat, I believe. Okay, eco-conscious. Is anything rhymed with green? Not sure. Jetson Stetson, though, may have made my whole day. Your carrier, so it's European carrier of some sort. I assume that's like airplane line. No clue. Carnival City, that's in Rio, is Carnival. Concept in East Asia philosophy, either Dao or Tao, depending on how you spell it. So AO is fine, and then down here, Facebook parent company, it's Meta. Scheduling abbreviation. I don't know. I don't keep a schedule. Hat that sounds right for a poet's annual party. So birthday something. A birthday. I don't know enough hats. There's a fedora. Fedora does not rhyme with any of these things. If there's a Dora the Explorer fedora, I'll be over the moon excited. 2% alternative. So instead of 2% milk, you get skim milk, usually. Philippa of Hamilton. That's Philippa Sue. I don't know movies. I do know Broadway, though. Old Lang Syne. Tea brand with an iced citrus jasmine variety. The brand of tea called Tazo tea. I have no idea if it's this kind, though. So does ST work here? Instant pot dishes. I assume those are stews. So I'm going to say it's a stew. So I can get Tazo in here, and we'll see if that's right. Gold standards. Well, gold is standardizing carrots. Cool. Letter-shaped fastener. Something hook, right? Isn't there like a what is it, a U-hook maybe? Let's see. Pour on the TLC. So care for someone. Coddle. There's probably an obvious word there I'm not getting. Notable period is an era. Hat that sounds right for a poet on election day. Campaign. Backdrop for some History Channel programming. Is it wartime, probably? Flyer making short hops. The regional carrier, usually. The flyer, though, would probably be the airplane itself. And I don't know a word for what that would be. Tries hard. Steals oneself. I don't know. Joint chief members. So those are the leader of the military. Generals, possibly. Member singular. So it could be general or admiral. Does not fit. Okay. Crow. That'd be to brag. Good. Trigonometry function. Sine something. Is sequent a thing? Okay, it doesn't fit though, unfortunately. Yeah, sorry, math friends. Blank seed. No idea. All right. We tried to go down here before, and I said Tony earlier, so we have the O now, but Yeah, I still don't know what that is. Engrossed by. I don't know. Classified info. Add rates, possibly. Supporter of dance troops. Oh, supporter could be like a kind of clothing that holds things up, like leotard or ballet shoe. A supporter could also be a person who like gives money. A philanthropist, donator. Yeah, I don't know. Short Wikipedia entry. Those are stubs. Stubs. Bandanas? I don't know. There was a blank. I don't know. Kitchen storage option. Open pantry. Something pantry is probably correct. Beyond repair. Ruined? Ruined seems likely. Thematic set of poems. It's like a chapbook. He's often something that like a poet puts out poems together. Maybe like an epic would be a big book of poems, but probably not. Fine mount. That's a steed. Thank you, video games. Don't go. Possibly stay. But that would ruin my my Justin Stetson. Don't go. Halt, possibly. LMS as a chat. SMS is a kind of chat also, but it'll also be DMs, IMs, PMs, etc. So I don't know. Jeff Lynne's band, is it Echo? Cheryl Cad? Cheryl Mad? Yeah, I will never know this one correctly, this crosshair. I'll be guessing later for sure. Never seen anything so weird. It's bizarre. SAS is European carrier. Cool. Don't know that one. Sounds good though. Don't go. The stay is correct here. NHL great Bobby Orr. Minor complaints. Nits, I believe. Nits to pick. Nabe in Lower Manhattan. Oh, Nabe is neighborhood, isn't it? So South Holland for sure. Sob story, good. 2016 World Series MVP Zobrist. Is it Ken Zobrist? I have no idea. Broke bread. Probably that's 8. Is it Tia? Oh, TBA is scheduling abbreviation. So Ben Zobrist? Didn't he play for the Cubs? He may have. Tweeters, I think. IMO. It's Birthday Beret. There you go. The sound hat for a poet's party. Birthday Beret. To that I say hooray. All right, we've been in crossword time for quite a while. My apologies for enjoying myself too much. Let's go and get ourselves back over into Ye Olde Video Game. Continuing our Oni playthrough. Got to get you all out of emote mode, rather. Thanks for hanging out with us for all that. What crossword app is that? It's actually not an app. It is the Washington Post free daily crossword. And so if you just type in Washington Post crossword, it'll take you to that page also. Do you want to know the math one? Nah. I'll be back to it in a little bit and figure it out. But I prefer you not spoiling things. It'd make me very happy if you wouldn't. All right. Yeah, I figure if the channel gets bigger and we get people in here who are like, I want to tell you the answers, I'll probably do the crossword all in one sitting then. That'd be okay too, but yeah, the first one, the first puzzle we do each day, I can probably finish about 5 minutes if I just focus entirely on it, but that Washington Post takes a while longer. Too many actors and actresses. My great weak point. Okay, what on earth were we working on? Right. Remember, like, I don't know, 2 hours ago when I said, I need to fix this room, and I removed this part and didn't do anything else with it? So now that I know that we're low on oxygen again, let me go ahead and get this fixed before I look at anything else. Zobrist played for the World Series winning Cubs in 2016. Thank you, Klaus. I followed the Cubs really intimately in that period because I was excited to see a World Series there. You have access to an opossum Twitch emote. You're waiting for crossbands to be a possum. I'll remember that, Zelion. I'll make sure you're here when we do that one. There were a lot of things I would do 2 hours ago. Yeah, as I've wondered before, like, to what degree do you find viewers focus entirely when playing Oni? Like, is your playthrough style like mine, where you kind of just wildly go from thing to thing, hoping very much that you're going to get it all done eventually? Or do you set one job and wait for it to get done, and then one other job, wait for it to get done? Because as you know, I want so badly to be the person who stays locked in, but I'm just not. I'm just not. Anyway, with this back on, we'll be just fine for oxygen on this base. There'll be no concerns, etc., etc., etc. Hopefully. The problem, there's tons of dependency. If you want to lock in, you can't. That makes total sense, Foaming. It's good seeing you also. Yeah, because like in the case of the other base, which I'm not going to look at, I want to get oil pumped to here. But to get oil pumped to here, I need to get power working there, and the AETN, and. So that's why I can't focus on anything, and nothing actually gets done. I mean, somehow we're stumbling our way to victory. Somehow we're getting it done gradually. Foaming, hope having a good day, though, sincerely. Alright, so when above 300, go. When above 300, go. Just pump power to the other base. If only we could do so. If only there was a way to send power from place to place. We need to, like, pack up a battery and send a battery on the way. This area is now beautifully and some slime lung. Cool. Go ahead and remove that next, and these as well. Okay, I then want to have, like I said, just 1, 2. Poor Bonnie. Actually. I want to make sure that carbon dioxide gets stuck here. So I'm going to leave a little bit more space. Because over here, this is the bottom, right? The carbon dioxide falls there. It can't go anywhere. Here, because the way this is set up, it's possible that if we're not careful, the carbon dioxide will go up this way instead. So let's actually make it like this. And have, I want to have 2 for the fertilizer machine, and then past that have the farm tiles. Or food. Great, great. Okay, back on that a little bit. We can get rid of this now. And this now. I guess it makes sense to have access to the farm from both sides. There's no reason not to. I do want to add additional airflow tiles in this area as well. So if any carbon dioxide pools, it comes where we need it. And hopefully we don't need to pump carbon dioxide into here. Hopefully instead we can have it pool on its own. Okay, 96 tiles is maximum size. So, yeah, covering absolutely all that is totally fine. Is it 96 for a farm? I think it is. Let's make sure that's true. I know it's for a ranch. Yeah, 96 also. Cool. I have to build over top of these with normal walls. Nope. Must be destroyed first. Okay, we're now pumping out carbon dioxide, so I do just want to stop all of this. It has done its work, and now it gets moved. So we want to destroy power wires. Probably pick up the chlorine here next. Most likely. Also want to destroy gas pipes. Those and this. Good. And then I'll hold off on putting any mushrooms in here until we have the carbon dioxide showing up a little bit better. And the hope is as carbon dioxide falls here, the oxygen will rise out gradually. Cool. Back to thinking about natural gas. So, whatever's in here is be quite hot. It's not cool until it gets right here. 1 second. 1 second. Is this set up correctly, actually? Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I was thinking for some reason that this was not last in sequence anymore. But yeah, this is very awkward and difficult to tell how it's going. So, yeah, I might want to reorder these. They make a little more sense on first glance. It's getting chilly in my room now. Earlier it felt fairly warm in here, but now I'm feeling a little cold. Because it might get quite hot in there, though, I want to actually go ahead and make all this into insulated tiles. The temperature difference between left and right here is probably minimal at this point. Yeah, absolutely minimal. Might be nice to leave the abyssalite, but let's go ahead and just dig out all of this. That, though, I want to seal this in. Cool. You are still over pressure. How are you over pressure? Nothing is pumping. And yet it says there's no more pressure available. Maybe I gotta pump to 0. Totally fine to do that, but I'm actually really quite surprised. Is there a note about what pressure I can pump into? How is there polluted oxygen right there? Whatever, it's fine. All right, we're sending polluted oxygen into the hydrogen machine. Fine, fine, fine. Or we can pump on this side instead. Yep, polluted oxygen sitting there from the time we had the bottle sitting there. No worries, this is fine. Alright, so you pump anytime it's above 0, get to it. And we're just watching until the polluted oxygen gets out of there. The hydrogen should rightly stay up. There it goes. Pumping is happening. Great. Alright, so some polluted oxygen is getting moved somewhere else. No problems. Okay, once again, above 300, no concerns. Above 300, no concerns. Great. Hello, Ink. How am I doing? I'm doing well, thank you. It's actually afternoon here. It's 12:14 in the PM. Just barely, though. Just barely afternoon. About time of day when a man's thoughts turn to sandwiches. But we'll be holding off on sandwich o'clock for a while longer today. In part because I have no bread at the house. We need to go wander my way down to the store. Can't decide if I want to go all the way to the big grocery store, or if instead I want to go to the bakery. Let's see. We'll see. There are too many types of bread here. It's really throwing me off. And I can never decide which one I like the most, so maybe I'll do some kind of like taste test on stream at some point. Do they have open markets or groceries here? So there are definitely on weekends, like farmers markets and so on, which is super fun. There's a fruit and vegetable, I guess a produce store pretty close to school, which is like open garage, I guess I'd call it, where inside is a very small, very small row of, or very small area to walk through, rows and rows of tables full of fruits and veggies from all over the place, and it looks like really local and not corporate, not even a little bit. And so I'll take pictures sometime and show y'all, but it's a kind of cool thing. Yeah, and we get very excited about it because it just feels more exciting to shop there instead of shopping at the big grocery store. What's the fish here? That's a tropical pacu. Ladder's missing a section. Ladder's missing a section. Ladder is missing a section. The ladder is missing a section. I'm not sure what you mean, actually. I'm terribly sorry, not sure what you mean. Oh, you mean here. Good, thank you. Yep, just bad clicking as usual. I feel bad, there's so few jobs to do here. Wherever, yeah, anytime I put any job anywhere, basically every dupe comes. Because there are just no tasks available usually. Printables available once more. Let's check on Credibo and see what we can do. Slug eggs. Okay. Right away, I want them here. Because this will allow us to not have to wrangle slugs in. Is there any possible reason I'd want slug eggs back home? Not right now. For right now, keeping them here is the thing to do. And so they get moved to this bin. We also need to make sure the slug eggs don't stay inside the bin, or they will end up with, I think, like, breaking and being food instead. Someone is moving stuff there right now. Great. Hello, Gossman. I only carry one at a time. Yeah, one egg at a time, unfortunately. He said I bins for sweep only. That's a smart idea. That's definitely a very smart idea. They've all been moved, apparently. So we have how many in here now? Only 3. I thought we got more. Oh, it shows one egg, but all of them instead? Okay, cool. Good to know. So, now eggs on the ground. Good. One lonely plug slug. Joshua, have we leveled up recently? Joshua has not. Oh, about a quarter of the way there. Rowan has only spent 4 points so far. Rowan's having a great day. Largely because his decor is pretty nice. There's nothing he would love having. Here we go, more strength for more carrying, my friend. And Ellie has got a bunch of points available. Ellie, you become the Constructor-in-Chief. Alright, so this is beautiful now. So we're going to go ahead and tear out all of those. Whoops. Tear out all the buildings here. And then turn this into a really nice looking Great Hall. Though I should probably have an airflow tile in there to ensure it doesn't go bad. Have I not made any? Okay, here are airflow tiles. I had a brief moment of, have I not made any of those? Really? And we'll move their tables in. And I'll probably have a second tier above also for the future. And we need a water cooler in here also. Furniture. Great. Okay, that's been done. Awesome. So we're going to build another flooring. And I think another flooring on top of that as well. And maybe this base will finally have a functional Pacu farm. I know we defeated algae. No, this world doesn't really have any algae, so no, it's probably not the place to do it. Though we can get algae from puffs, is that right? I think that's right. I think there are puffs on this map. Do puffs make algae? I think they do. Maybe not. No, puffs make releasable stones. Make slime. That's it. The Pacu also eat seeds. Okay. Oh, they can eat slime, can't they? Yeah, it's any organic they eat. Not just That was algae. I'm remembering algae because that's the thing that's happened a few times now. Where... it's terrible. The algae dropped and the pack was immediately eating it. You made algae from slime. That is true as well. Okay, no, they do have to have algae. We just need to convert slime into algae with the algae diffuser thing, etc. Okay, one more layer. We start destroying on this side. I'm gonna go 3 wide, so I like to build here as well. And then possibly there also, but it's okay. Yeah, maybe a little Pacu farm. Speaking of farms, let's go check on the other side again and see. Real quick, I'm gonna assign people here. Destroy these. And that will be a further morale boost. How cool is that? Cool. Back to main base. How is new mushroom farm looking? Carbon dioxide showing up gradually. Wait, why do I have oh, this is a bug. That's not really there. The airflow tile, it just appears to be there. I can't select it. If we go ahead and put the mushrooms here, even if they get planted, they're not going to die. They'll just be sort of hungry for carbon dioxide. Okay, I remember saying earlier that I was going to try to remove the gas pipe I'd made after we're done using it. So, I'm sure we'll end up making this again in the future, but for now, look at me cleaning up my toys. Done playing, making it all lovely. Yeah, I'll take it back to there and just leave the rest for now. Bridges then to remove also. Oh, did it mark the bridges? Oh, cool. I didn't realize that when you remove gas pipes en masse like that, it would remove all of them. Good to good. This is plugged in once more, and earlier we had trouble with the Atmos suits not being repaired. Now they have been repaired. Nice. We're getting a little low on food here. Main base, we have scads and scads still, including fried mushrooms. And more of the gristleberries again. So we'll send the gristleberries through again. Okay, then working on the natural gas room here. Okay, so the water has nicely rolled down. Like I said before, I'm thinking of putting a pump here. I guess I'll leave this as is for now. Though I may end up putting another layer of gas reservoirs all the way across. So let's just run. Yeah, let's go and push back on this side. And either like that or like that. Let's actually do that one. I do need to push out of the way first though. Push it back, and then wall down, and then have this whole area for natural gas. But as we're doing that, we want to continue moving the slime out of the way. Cool. Oh, we should in the other direction. Sorry. That's building, not digging. Oh, what have I done? I hit the H key. Went home. Home. We'll need to have a ladder in here. Hey, it's more copper. Cool. This is me not being afraid of slime. We'll see how it goes. What's up, Meats? Good seeing you, my friend. Hope you're all having really good days. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not teaching today, so gonna be able to hang out a little bit later if we want to. Also pretty darn excited to say that next week I'm not teaching on Monday, so we'll have one extra longer day. Be really fun. And yeah, the end of the semester is coming real soon. It's been a couple weeks of no teaching, longer streams any day we want to do so. Unfortunately, over the summer, in the summer session, I'm going to be starting to teach at 1 p.m. So usually I stop stream at 1, and instead I'll be teaching, I think 1:20, something like that. And so I'm going to need to potentially start ending stream a little earlier throughout the summer session. I'm trying very hard to get in my teaching schedule like at 3 p.m. my time. That we can stream until 1:30 and still have time to prepare for class and such. You haven't heard what I teach? I teach college philosophy. Yep. Nonsense like that. Okay, something we've not done here yet, and I'm not going to do right now, but we'll think about doing next little bit, is digging this out and putting in one of those tune-up machines. Which, again, I don't quite know what they do, but something efficiency. Okay, I'm guessing the game auto-saved at a time, or was saving at a time when I was trying to dig something. No, unacceptable. Yeah, probably I marked all this to dig. The game said, oh, you want to dig the entire base out? That's one of those bugs that as a player I find so unbelievably maddening. Because it's happened before it's occurred and I haven't noticed it, and then suddenly gas is everywhere. Yeah, I think it's one of these bugs that's been known by the developers for a very, very long time, and they've worked very hard to fix it, and it just can't be fixed. So, I don't know. I really don't know how it works. I really don't know what can be done, but yep. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and unite the north and south here. Cool. Some of the dust caps are now growing a little bit. Take out this. And I'm considering making another layer down below. The question is, will we have sufficient carbon dioxide production to fill not just one, but two? Anyway, having this will get even more food made, and that will be a tremendous amount of fun. By the time that the natural gas generator turns back on next, geyser turns back on next, I would like so much to have natural gas grill oven thing going. Because I know we did waste some natural gas this time, but having that going will allow us to make better food, which will allow us to take care of the hermit finally. We have 3 out of 4 tasks done. Someday we'll have some more. We'll finally learn what the hermit's all about. Alright, Credibo, what's going on? Concerns with breathability. You're fine, you're all fine. Alright, someone's a little stressed out. It's Gossman still. Poor Gossman. Alright. Build up. Strip here. Is this room functional? Is it what it says it is? It is! It's a mess hall. 1 second. Why is it not a great hall? I need a decor item. Wait, it has decor items. Maybe it's not quite decorous enough. I think it needs to be plus 20 decor. And maybe each of these is only... Yeah, the corner molding's only 6. It needs to be a slightly more attractive decor item. So we'll go ahead and throw in a potted plant for now, which is furniture. What are these called? The mellow mallows are plus 25, so that will definitely do it. It would look nicer if it was a little lower, actually. Wait, no. It looks awful either way. So, no, we'll put it up here to have a second floor. Not quite as grand as some places, but it's a grand hall for our grand dwarves. Okay, so what are we trying to do next? Breathability, real low. They're just still working down here. Eventually I intend to have oxygen on this side and just get all the carbon dioxide into here. Well, I think about the best way to do that, though, because as I dig deeper down, they'll try to have more carbon dioxide coverage. We'll figure it out. Maybe in the long run, we'll try to move all of our slicksters down to the corner here or something. Lots of coal. Tremendous amounts of obsidian here. Much larger obsidian piles, but you got 1, 2, 3, at least 3 reservoirs so far. Even getting 1 pumping will be good enough for our plastic production. I think. To the mallow seed, Great Hall coming in. You know, love the doorway lips, but Clemo's done half the speed of walking. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I know my base is not maximally anything. It is functional, though. It is functional, and that's what counts. No, I know that there are lots of things I could do differently that would really speed things up, and I think at some point, I don't know when, I made the judgment that, okay, I will never have a super efficient base, and that's okay. And, yeah, as long as things get done gradually, I'm happy with it. Because I have no standards. Okay, earlier there was a Wheezeworts. It wasn't on this map, but on the other map, there's a Wheezewort that I was worried about. We don't need to worry about that right now, though. Okay, I guess we're going to leave the ladder line here. Oh, I talked before about trying to make a ladder line actually kind of here. I don't know, it's kind of poorly put together. Not nearly as attractively rectangular as my prior base. But this should now be a mess hall. Why are you not a great hall yet? Oh, I think it doesn't throw out beauty unless it's actually growing. And the issue is it's currently sitting in hydrogen. So we'll add a airflow tile up here as well. And the polluted oxygen should come down then, and the hydrogen will then rightly go up. That'll be grand. There's nothing else that needs doing here right now. The natural gas thing we're continuing on, and so we'll continue digging out that. Pretty wide. Dig out this one also. Build right on top of it. Okay. Then may have want to make one more layer. I keep forgetting. I want to put it right there. And I don't know if that little like nubbin that goes above the green input or output rather actually counts as being a tile, or if it's 2x2. I hope it's 2x2. And we just set it right there. Actually, right here is where I want it. It's saying it is reachable. Hopefully so. Why do I have a light in the critter pen? Because I wanted a notice of whether the plug slug was working, and it's a waste of electricity. But I thought it was cool to see the plug slug are sleeping. Lights on. That will run down the battery for really no particularly good reason, but I think that more than enough power is still being distributed out via the power transformer. Yeah, that's entirely it. It flips on when this thing is charging. It's so you can know it's active. What a mess, though. Man, what a mess. Velia has crop problems. That's probably just the mushrooms, I'd guess. Yeah, just the mushrooms. It'll work out eventually. Okay. So that's all been built now. Awesome. Which means the water pushed forward 1. We want to continue pushing it forward. Is that the cheapest light bulb power-wise? I actually don't know. There's a little floor lamp also. I don't know what difference, yeah, I don't know what difference in power consumption they have. Floor lamp takes 8 watts. The ceiling light takes 10 watts. So no, we could put the desk lamp somewhere and save 2 whole watts. A watt sensor use no power? Does the watt sensor show me a beautiful bit of light or no? Like, is it a green light that will go on? All I need is a green light that goes in a machine that goes ping, and I'll be very happy. It is a green light. It is indeed a green light there. It's okay. I'm okay with wasting a little bit of power, perhaps. Alright, so... Unreachable build. Wait, really? Everybody just standing around right now. That concerns me a little bit. What have I done that has made everyone get stuck in here? Okay, Mima, can you go to here? You can. I think they're just idling. So I think this is bugged. It still says unreachable. There are oxygen masks here. I know those need to be used on the way down. So, hello, Ren. You're my test case. That much is reachable. They can't reach over to here. That's the issue is. Got it. Cool. And they want to push some more. Start building down here also. And why did I put this here? I think I was thinking of building one kind of thing, and I want to build another instead. Or, yeah, I really can't decide how large I want this room to be. I keep going back and forth to different ideas. We definitely want to dig all that out so that the liquid will fall down. Probably whatever size room I choose will not be large enough. And gosh, that's a lot of slime in there. Good luck, little friends. Good luck. I believe in you. Oh boy. Oh boy. Gonna be fine. Gonna be fine. Gonna be fine. Saucy says this game snowballs something you can't handle. Yeah, I mean, I think, as I said before, for new players especially, I encourage you to pick just one task and be very, very happy with any progress at all. And I think I'm still in that phase also, where I will, delightfully say, "Behold, behold," when I have changed basically nothing about the base, about the playthrough. But I really do enjoy, I really do enjoy seeing even small improvements and modifications to my bases. But yeah, I think there are expert players who are only satisfied if they get certain accomplishments done by, day 105, must have done XYZ, whatever it is. This is unclimbable. I'm just not one of those. I think there are like very, very different senses of accomplishment obviously for different players, but also for different games. Like definitely, what's it called? Like in most base builders, not base builders, most city builders, you put down one building that does something, and you go, that's impressive. It feels like nothing, right? You just click and there's a bakery, for instance. In this game, man, like getting a bakery going, getting some food going, seems impossible. Hello, Thrall, you're here for the base irradiated. It's true. It's true. We have not yet gotten to the, trying to figure out radiation research. Slowly but steadily, things are getting done. It's great. Only accomplishment you care about in Oni is having fun and having dupes survive. Absolutely. I totally get that. I totally agree. Yeah, it's a game where things can go off the rails very quickly. But I find myself like, if I play relatively conservatively, we have a good time, no problems. I'm hoping I can set this up in such a way where we do not need a filter. I'm not sure we can, but I'm hoping. So let's see what happens. We're going to want to have an Atmos sensor here and connect between the two. Don't think that's reachable. It's made out of lead. How do I feel about that? I don't know. I kind of want to save all the lead right now for radiation fun. Oh, I just had an idea. This is about radiation, so it's not exactly relevant to what we're doing at the moment. But earlier I was thinking radiation research might be best done by trying to consume the radiation next to the uranium and then sending it into the base via mirrors and such. But as the uranium is close to the middle of the base, I recognize it might be a much smarter idea to collect radiation on the surface and have the research room for radiation pretty close to the surface also. And just ignore the uranium forever, because uranium is spooky. We'll get to that at some point today. Yeah, not lead. Not lead, not lead, not lead. I think having watched one too many Cold War movies, I know that radiation will kill us all. That's why the, Iranians wanted to steal it, or Iranians wanted to steal it in that one Wolverines movie, Red Dawn, is what it's called. I never actually saw this movie. I know it's quite popular with people of my generation, though. Talking about my generation. Something like that. It says it's reachable. We'll see. I have some suspicions. We'll see what happens, though. Just use a Weezwar, you got plenty of rads? That's no fun. That's no fun. Maybe we should. Maybe we should. I don't know. Alright, and then we need to have a gas pipe out of here. It's going to be fairly warm. It needs to go in the direction of wherever we put power. Natural gas generator, which, maybe over here? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. For right now, let's get that part done, see. Cool. To real map. Some liquid rolled down. This room is nice and clear. I'd like to get all these things swept out sooner or later. Mark all this junk to sweep. And we'll mop this bit. Yeah. This is actually unreachable, isn't it? Yeah. Continue with the pushing. It's actually moppable, so it doesn't need to be pushed over. We'll do that. And that will then become the natural gas room. This polluted oxygen is pretty darn full of slime lung, so I'd like to clear that before we pump it out, ideally. So, make a little shelf somewhere, or a deodorizer. Polluted oxygen falls relative to normal oxygen, so we'll put it all the way at the bottom. There's no other gases in here, right? Yeah, just polluted oxygen. Kind of lucky we didn't get carbon dioxide. Cool. And the wire goes on down. We'll get rid of this wire before we seal this thing up. This is full of slime. And so, is it off-gassing? Oh, dear. Once upon a time, this was covered. And it was not leading to slime lung everywhere. But, yeah. What material is the pump next to the natural gas vent? It's steel. It's steel, yeah. Alright, well, alright. This is fine. We'll get this fixed. Don't you worry. Is steel? Yeah, it's steel. Lots of jobs for all of them. It's still about the same. Food is nice and high. Everything's looking good. We have so much brine saved up. What are we going to do with this brine? Oh my goodness. Okay, so earlier I stopped processing brine to put into the main water supply because I was concerned that we were using up too much brine. Now, though, we have scads and scadsless stuff. So I think what I want to do is automate, where if the brine has fallen to a certain point, it stops pumping through. And if it's up to that point, keep them pumping forever. The reason we can't let it go too low is it is providing cooling for the electrolyzer rooms, and we can't stop that. So, yeah. We have a sensor here. This sensor's point is just to close this gate and let it pile up some more, which I do love. But I'll put in another one, and I think Atmos sensor is absolutely fine. A little bit normal water, a little bit of polluted water. If the polluted water gets into the desalinator, no problem. The desalinator line, though, goes directly into the main water bucket, which I swear is filling up. I swear it is. So we'll want to have some kind of filter at some point that ensures that if it's polluted water, it gets dumped here instead. That said, the polluted water is far enough up that if we mark this, like, here, then it'll never ever send polluted water along, I think. Good night, fair enough. We'll see you later. Also, my little orange cat's at my feet now. He's very much wanting to play. I'm sorry, Fritz. It's not a good time. I'm sorry, Fritz. I was planning to run the automation up to here, which is a bit of a waste of metal, but sure, let's do it. This pipe is exclusively used for desalination, and the desalination exclusively goes to here to here. Okay, earlier we reversed this line to ensure these got water from the main line. So we'll want to ensure that the water continues down here instead. I guess it's going to be easier to just connect it here and then to here. Cool. Only issue is the water from up there is relatively cold. What's the temperature here right now? 27. 27. Oh, we'll see how it goes. All right, remove this bit as well. And then, because we know that this this pipe only moves salinated water, we'll remove that and add in a would shut off. Green is out, so that direction. And so we can say, or so long as this tile is full or whatever, open. Cool. Cool. The desalinator is not plugged in right now. And the reason it's not plugged in is earlier I changed the kind of wire availability. So this wire currently is carrying how much? Up to 1560. Desalinator is what, 240? Is that right? Let's see. Are you 480? You are 480. Okay. So if everything turns on at once, it's going to be an issue. But so far, nothing is on. So I'm sure this will be fine. I'm sure it will. The issue, of course, is going to be if the jukebox turns on. If the jukebox goes on ever while the sound is working, we're over 1,000. It's only 1,500, though. I'm sure it'll be okay. No doubt, no doubt. And then this little wire, I think, really is attached to no power source at all. It's not. It really is just hanging out. Get rid of quite a bit of it. My friends, we have an ad coming in 1 minute's time. Usually be the part of the day when I'd say, well, gotta get going for a sandwich, but I'm gonna stream a little while longer today. And it's time then to continue on our crossword. Our crossword is going a little slowly today, but that's okay. So I'm gonna pause the game. I'm gonna pull up mode only mode. I'm going to play some crossword. We'll be back from that in about 3 minutes time. If you're watching ads, I appreciate it. If you're not watching ads, I appreciate you also. We can get ourselves into crossword once more. And as part of this ad break, I'll also show you Orange Cat. Hello, Orange Cat. Oh, Orange Cat. Oh, Orange Cat. Orange Cat! This is Fritz. We love Fritz. He wants to go down. Fritz, you can hang out on the table. Just don't run into the microphone, please. Very good, Fritz. Very good. Fritz is crying. Fritz, do you want down already? He's usually quite happy up here. No, he doesn't like it at all. Be right back. Oh boy, I'm sorry, Fritz. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, usually he's really cool with coming on the table when I'm not streaming, but during stream, maybe he's not so happy. Sorry, Fritzword. sorry. So every time he comes and sees me during stream now, or other unusual times, I think, oh no, he's letting me know that Sasha Bear is dead, my beloved other cat. So every time I stream, like, oh, I should go see if she's not well. Okay, some home countries. Other way, some country home. Those are states. Good. Stage awards. The Obies, I believe, are British stage awards. I'm not sure on that, though. TV producer Michaels. That's Lorne Michaels. He does Saturday Night Live, I believe. Saturday Night Live. Bounty Alternative. For a brief moment, I was thinking of Bounty as, like, what you pay a bounty hunter to bring in someone dead or alive. Tide, right? Bounty and Tide are both brands of laundry detergent. Harbinger. That's an omen. Skills assessment. A test, probably. Skating commentator Lipinski. Tara Lipinski. That's not the only reason we know her, of course. Skills assessment. Possibly they've tested its exam. Maybe. Provoke. Rile. So we finished a bunch here. Flyer making short hops is an air taxi. And then blank seed is sesame seed. I don't think I saw that one before. I must skip past it. All right, here we got letter-shaped fastener. It's not hook, it's a bolt. Poor on the TLC. Doped. A T-bolt, apparently. And then hat that sounds right for a poet on election day. It's a toter boater. A person who totals up election. Toter boater. That's a terrible, terrible joke. Tries hards is strives. So it's actually, oh, it's voter. I'm sorry. I'm incorrect because it's strives. Is it Viva? I actually don't know that brand. Oh, wait. Bounty's not a laundry detergent. It's a brand of paper towels, I think. Sorry. So voter boater, slightly better. And then this is trigonometry function. That's secant, right? Secant? I think that's what it's called. Tick is a spasm. Awesome. All right. I am not feeling good at all about this corner up here. I just don't know what this is. Okay. Army swimmer. Octopus. Why is octopus in an army? Oh. It has a lot of tentacles, so it's army. Oh, that's delightful. I like that one a lot. With that, now we should look at these. There was a star dance, so I said it earlier. A little bit of Shakespeare. I think star is right. Dracula director Browning. Is it Todd? Is it Tom? I don't know. Kitchen storage option. I said earlier open pantry. I actually don't know what that is, but cool. Success at last. I made it. Success at last. Todd Browning. Cool. Alright, so that corner is pretty good. Like I said, I have no idea what this is. Jeff Lynne's band versus Cheryl of Charlie's Angels. Is it? Oh, ELO. ELO is a band name. I know of ELO, the Electric Light Orchestra, I think, entirely because Randy Newman has a song about them. A song in which he gives the mock history of ELO. So Cheryl Ladd, is that her name? Sounds like a name. Awesome. Now, what can we do here? This is the one that we have the most on. Right for an eco-conscious poet. So bowler here seems absolutely right. But what's the word for green or care with the environment around the bowler? Polar bowler? Solar bowler? I don't know. With this, though, we get something. Thematic set of poems. Thematic set of poems. Yeah, I don't know. Now, Thompson, who plays Bianca in the Creed films. The word Tasha looks like it would fit here. Don't go. Oh, don't go is wait in this case. And so it is IMs of the IM, PM line. Okay, I'm going to put Tasha in, knowing it may well be wrong. I do not know what this word is for thematic set of poems. And it makes me wonder if I'm actually wrong on something else here. Yeah. Supporter of dance troops. There's the bar, right? BARRE. I think it's like the bar that people kick their leg up onto while doing stretches. I guess that's a supporter. Okay. What are the other Monopoly corners than jail? There's go, there's jail, there's free parking, and there's go to jail, go directly to jail, do not pass go. So I think jail's the only one that's going to fit there. So that's got to be right. I'm not certain this is ad rates. Classified info. The TE, the ES is definitely right. Past that, I'm not sure. I feel really good about on a date for Kid Out of the Movies. So I'm going to remove ad dates and see. I know Stubbs is correct for Shortwick P entries. No problems at all. Equestrian Loop. I've definitely watched some shows about like those riders who do their horse dancing inside of an arena. I think it's called an arena. I know it's also is it called the steeplechase, I think? Where like a horse has to go around a racetrack of like jumping over things and jumping over waters kind of thing. Also like tricks that are often done. I don't know. Oh, it could be like a racetrack. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. Because all these rhyme, I'm going to put the R here. And I think bar may be right then. And we'll see what happens. So it could be Kesha Thomas or Nessa Thomas or I don't know. Something. So hair covering garments. I'm thinking of like hijabs. I was thinking entirely of like hats. For a long time I was stuck on do-rags. I was like, do-rag, that's a thing. A hijab covers hair. And other stuff too, but hair, good. Bonanza Brother. Is it a hoss? Like big hoss is a cowboy thing. Equestrian loop. Oh, a stirrup. You put your foot into the stirrup. Good. Engrossed by. You're into resorty stalving things. Solar bowler. Ad rates is correct. And I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea on this one. Not even a little bit. Thematic set of poems. Isn't there like an epode? An epode. EPODE is something, I think. Tessa. Hey, there we go. Name Tessa sounds good. There you go, friends. We've managed to complete a fun little puzzle here with far too many names. Far too many names. So, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. feel free now to tell me how long ago you had it all solved. So, yeah. You've been yelling hijab since the very beginning. Yeah, sorry, Klaus. Yeah, when I put the J in, I suddenly thought, oh no, what am I going to do? Because I just couldn't think of any kinds of hats with J's in them. But hijabs, it's like I got stuck on hats. The word garment does not necessarily mean hat. That was totally a mistake there. I put turbans in right away, and then it couldn't quite work. Yeah, I don't know if I like Solar Bowler. Why is it an eco-conscious poet? Oh, solar power. Solar power is renewable power instead of, gas or petroleum or whatever. Got it. Cheryl Ladd was the other actress on Charlie's Angels. Cheryl Ladd, other than Farrah Fawcett. Yeah, when I was thinking Charlie's Angels, I was like, okay, I know that Lucy Liu was in the most recent remake of Charlie's Angels, but I think I've seen one episode of the old Charlie's Angels, so that's rough. The octopus one is very, very funny. Like, Army Swimmer, I got absolutely stuck on being in the military swimmer. I was like, I don't know, but yeah, having a lot of arms and it swims. Great joke. All right, cool. That was a fun one. And it rhymed. And that's what makes me happy. All right, cool. Thank you for tolerating a little diversion into Crossword O'Clock. All done with Crossword for today, I do believe. That said, as I mentioned earlier, Noms is out of town today. There's a real possibility that Noms will not be home before bedtime, which means it then falls to me. It becomes my sworn sacred duty to complete the crossword puzzle alone. And I have not done the crossword puzzle alone in a very long time. So New York Times tends to be a relatively hard one here on Thursdays. So we'll see. Yeah, she's up in Kyoto. The senior administration at the school is considering what's the word for it? Yeah, buying some property. And starting a new campus for the school. That's really exciting, but it also does mean that she had to take the Shinkansen today and is now somewhere far, far away. Make it Patreon content. I've actually joked with Nam before that we should try to do crossword time as some kind of content for you all, but both of us recognize it's like one of the only things we do together today, every single day. And if we have to make it interesting content for folks, I think it would be a lot less fun for us. So probably not. We're talking about doing this brine setup, and it is happening slowly but surely. I should probably get rid of this flooding. We'll come back to that once it's made, but the flooding over here is because I flooded this building. There's a lot of water there. There's a tremendous amount of water. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this pump down here. The Noms fly to Kyoto or take a train. Yeah, the Shinkansen is a bullet train, so called. It's one of the faster trains in the entire world, and yeah, I think it gets us over to Kyoto in about 2.5 hours. You're jealous? Yeah, I've never done the Shinkansen. I've definitely taken various kinds of trains here in Tokyo, subways and such, but never that. What does the machine do? So, something involving sleep. Analyzes dream journals produced by duplicants who are wearing pajamas. Here are the pajamas. They might be a little moist right now. And I think we read... I actually don't recall how we learned about how it worked. But something happens with dream journals that gives you something else. And I don't remember now. Exactly what it does. It was added though in the DLC as one of the new storyline options, along with the hermit and so on, I think. Maybe it's not that. I think when we first looked at it, we found something to put in our log on how it worked, but don't quite recall. The machine looks creepy. Wait, you don't like the many brains judging you simultaneously? It knows what you know. It wants what you want. Just don't look too closely, or you might go crazy. A bit of chlorine there. No worries. More salt too. Do we have salt on our tables? Where are our tables? Oh gosh, we have no salt at all. Can you believe it? Asking our people to eat without salt. This area is going to heat up eventually, but it might be nice to begin having some sleet wheat. And we should probably make a sleet wheat farm somewhere also eventually, but many, many things we're saying we're due eventually. What's in the box? Steel! We actually have a ton of steel right now. At some point soon like, I don't know, a year and a half from now, perhaps we'll have our very first upgraded steel-based rocket ship. Oh, good call. We will be getting salt from the desalinator also. You're absolutely right on that. That's why we're hooking it up. Oop. And they'll get salt there consistently. Okay, so I want you to go green when this is full. If it's ever below full, shut off entirely. So when above 1,000, start flowing. Cool. So we're going to be taking a bunch of brine from here, desalinating it, and dumping it in the main water bucket. And we have concerns about temperature, but we'll look at that eventually. Then tomorrow, when people come in and say, Resorty, you don't need that large of a bucket, they'll be amazed to see the bucket is finally full. Has not been made yet. Is that unreachable, possibly? Yeah, it's actually unreachable. Yeah. Hey, and all the mushy rooms are online now. They all have some carbon dioxide. They're all in good shape. Great. Progress. I'm going to go ahead and increase the priority on sleep penalties. I thought I'd already done that, but none of them are saying they don't have none of them are saying they have a place. They don't have a place to put things. Those are getting cleaned out gradually. Oh, need to mark those as sweep also. And the food auction is coming down gradually, yes? It's dancing. It's dancing. I believe it's dancing all the way up, though, yeah? Huh. There's auction above and auction below. Over a sufficient period of time, they should engage. But for right now, the poor little deodorizer can't quite reach it. Let's go ahead and dump another deodorizer up, I guess. Oh, maybe not. I was gonna say I was waiting for more sand, but perhaps not. I knew its power. It'll get done eventually. We still have how much more time on this? 30 more cycles to go. So lots of time, no problems. Great. That's Credibo. Okay, so can adorable little Joshua level up? Oh, halfway to one more. Alright, so I know I want to go in here and dig this all out now. And they can get all the way down there. Actually, just go level by level. So that it, okay, actually, if they leave us here, they can hop over and dig that out. And then we can yell behold over and over again at the ATN. Alright, I'd like to, while they're working on that, begin to think about how radiation research works. So I know it's the case that we're getting lots of radiation here. Barely safe amount. Where here, it's also 120, a barely safe amount. So I was saying before that because this is centrally located, I wasn't sure how I wanted to interact with it. It's actually the exact same amount of radiation production as the sky. So I'm wondering if... I wonder if it would be a good idea to actually make a new laboratory over this way. Because right now our laboratory is right here, and I absolutely refuse to blast uranium power through the middle of the base. That's like a recipe for disaster. Putting a laboratory up here would require people to put on suits to go up that way. It'd be very cold also. Not sure. Hey Mark, yep, we're currently expanding the natural gas room. That is the ongoing process here. And the hope is that the slime will all die, hopefully. Don't need a whole machine, just a rad machine. So I thought there was something about laboratories. Yeah, they give an efficiency bonus. And also a geotuner and a mission control station. And I have no idea what any of those things are. So what is a geotuner? Let's see if we can... A geotuner, rather. It's in superheated forging. Increases the temperature and output of an analyzed geyser. Wow. Multiple geotuners can be directed at a single geyser anywhere in the asteroid. Huh. Okay, one cool thing I could do would be taking the cool brine and heating it on up a little bit, so you don't have to heat it in the base. There's probably other like really good ways to have more temperature and use it for this and that. I don't know about those yet though. Awesome. Ampkeeper. Check out the games last night for stream. Yeah, any games you put in the game suggestions channel over on Discord, I definitely check out. They look great. No promises about playing anything, of course, because there are just too many games right now. Yesterday or the day before, Paradox put out a... what is it even? Paradox put out a like development update on Crusader Kings 3, and it looks absolutely amazing. Great fun, but has so many new mechanics for us to learn. And so I'm excited to play CK3 again when it comes out, but... Do I Honey I Shrunk the Kids? Yeah, we talked about Honey I Shrunk the Kids on... Honey I Shrunk the Kids on stream yesterday. And those games do look very much like it and look very, very fun. You're looking for CK3? Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, there's a new Regency mechanic and loyalty mechanics and things that will really complexify endgame interactions with vassals, etc. And they look cool, but it really is like learning a whole new game in some measure. I guess what happens anytime there's a new DLC, right? Is that there's a tremendous possibility of finding lots of different ways to improve your play style, etc. Yeah, new mechanics, absolutely new mechanics. I'm surprised stuff has not been hauled yet. Now, something here is saying there's no place for it to go. Okay, no, the Abyssal thing is actually unreachable. So, we need to have one ladder to here so I can get through. That will do it. These are just not working because they're waiting for filtration media. So there's another delivery job. Will get done very soon. Cool. All right. This area's swimming is carbon dioxide and chlorine still. I kind of wonder where the chlorine's coming from. I wonder if we have some bleach stone exposed somewhere. Because we pumped out a bunch of chlorine earlier. And I don't think we should have gotten more already. But I'm not entirely sure on that. I could look through and see where all the bleach stone in the entire base is, but that might take a bit of time. So let's not do that. Okay. The next big thing here is the natural gas grill. And we said before that consumes natural gas and produces carbon dioxide. So if we want to keep it in the same kitchen as before, we need to have a pump above possibly. And I sure do want to get this area dealt with. I just don't know how to think about morbs. I know morbs create polluted oxygen. So I guess this is a good way to have an oxygen farm, maybe. I'm considering just going and killing it, even though it's the only morb I know about. Might be terrible. Might be terrible. Hagnark, being a dad's great. I'm sure it is. What happened with your child that makes it feel great today? Also, I recognize when you say great, you might be being ironic. Either way, good to see you, my friend. Okay. Pump in place. Awesome. Nothing, just normal night. Awesome. Glad you're going to hang out and have a good time. That's cool. That's very cool. Okay, for the moment, I'm setting that 0 so it never turns on. There are endorphins involved. Something evolution. Why is this happening? Nah, I'll never have kids. Absolutely never for me, but I'm so glad it brings so many people so much satisfaction. I've had friends that, just do everything for their kids, and it's so cool to see how people can really be excited and on board with the product of caring for children. And I was very envious when I was younger. When I was young inside, I didn't want to have kids. It was feeling like, oh, I'll never, quite understand what it is to blah blah blah. But now it's okay. I think it's good for me not to have kids. But I'm just delighted to hear people's stories about kids, because, as I said before, getting to watch somebody go from like useless blob to from a useless blob to like fully developed person who with ideas and habits and preferences has got to be mind-blowingly cool. My apologies if you have very young children. They're not useless blobs. I'm sure they're beautiful and great. Useless blobs, that's what I think. Oh, poor Gossman. Alright, so we gotta improve decor. I haven't thought about it for a while. I've now thought about it, though. Let's make Gossman's home more attractive. One thing to do. This is still struggling. It's too cold. Really? Really, apparently. So I was thinking that there's lack of the correct gas here, but yeah, it's actually temperature. So we need to heat that up. Best way to heat it up is to probably run something hot past it. Well, do I have news for you? Very soon we'll be running our really hot crude oil past it, so that will definitely heat it up very nicely. I've forgotten how the AATN works. Absorbs and neutralizes heat energy when provided with piped hydrogen. Okay. I think it destroys heat in the area around it, correct? So if we just run pipes of crude oil past it, I believe they will go in hot, come out cold. I don't think there's a way to plumb into the machine, correct? Yeah. There is a spot, though, where we can plug in hydrogen for sure. Good. I guess negative 170? Alright, hopefully it's, hopefully it stays not too terribly cold. We'll see, though. You have a preteen and life through his eyes, certainly entertaining. Yeah, I read a book, I don't remember what it's called now, about childhood psychology, maybe a couple years back. And one thing that it said that really blew my mind is, I know when I was a teenager, I would occasionally say things like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. This is horrible. And adults would say, oh, it's nothing big. Doesn't really matter. Don't you worry. And I think as I was getting older, I felt that way too. Like, man, why are young people freaking out so much over whatever? And I realized, for people who don't have that many life experiences, something that seems relatively minor to me really can be the worst thing that's ever happened to them. And so it makes sense they'd have what, from my perspective, is an outsized reaction or oversized reaction. Because really, these are the worst things that have ever happened to them. And I think learning that like really humanized young people for me, because I'm someone who like does very well with college students. I love teaching college students. It's been like the greatest joy of my life to do so. I'm sorry, Twitch. You all are the greatest joy of my life. Don't worry. But I've often really struggled with high schoolers and with younger than that. Not quite sure how to interact with them. But I think reading that and like thinking about the differences in experiences and perspective one has helped me quite a bit to better understand more human life. And that's good. I still don't want to be a high school teacher, but I could definitely understand the students better. My Fig Spot, thank you for the follow. How's it going? Hope you're having a good day. The flip side of the phenomena is that older people can become complacent and accepting of things that suck that we've gotten used to. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think one of the worst thing that we can say to young people is you'll understand when you're older, or you don't live in the real world yet. Because I think either of these are like profoundly defeatist. Paul Feyerabend, the philosopher of science, said one of humanity's greatest natural resources is children's creativity, because they don't yet assume that everything they see is natural and good and must be this way. And so they're willing to say like, hey, this makes no sense to me. And maybe it's possible that it actually shouldn't make sense, whatever it is. And actually this is why Feyerabend is like deeply suspicious, or was deeply suspicious of standardized schooling. Is he worried that standardized schooling caused everyone to drop their individual creativity and take a certain indoctrinated view of what's the right way to be creative? And I'm not sure if he's right, but it's really a provocative thought, IMO. So it's like if a chef cuts himself during work, other people freak out, they've gotten used to it. Yeah. I mean, I think for youngsters, for high school age students, everything's new and scary, and I totally get that. But yeah, like I said, I would not teach well at that age. The problem I have is, I mean, I'm sure there are lots of high schoolers who are totally awesome people. My own high schoolers were not terribly happy, because I found that high schoolers could be incredibly brash and cruel. It seemed unthinkingly. I'm not sure if it's actually unthinkingly. And that was very, very hard for me as a youngster. And as a teacher, I think it'd be the same thing. Like, I appreciate teaching people who, I don't know, understand social etiquette and talk to me like I'm a person as opposed to an inconvenience. So, all right, what are we actually working on here? What are we actually doing? Is it all coming down to just trying to get our rancher leveled up? In which case, like somebody said, maybe we just need to have Joshua run and run and run to get skill points for athletics. Alright, we have some hydrogen here. It's not a ginormous amount, but it is some. I need to have an airflow tile in here so that the oxygen from below works its way up and pushes the hydrogen higher. At some point, and don't know when, we may actually be there, I'll need to actually start creating oxygen, because eventually the off-gassing will stop. And we're getting closer to that. Earlier we had a large collection of off-gassing dirt here also. Ranchers might need an incubator level up. Oh, it's probably true. But we don't have an rancher at all. They'll level up in other things, and that will give us access eventually to what we really want. Okay, the polluted dirt here is not off-gassing at all, even though it's sitting in barely breathable gas. Huh. Okay, never mind. It wasn't that it wasn't off-gassing at all, it is off-gassing in very slight amounts. So it's 0 gram per second, and then it flips over when it does the animation. I see. There's no particular reason for us to turn the ATN on. That is, say, to have the hydrogen being put into it until we're actually cooling with it. So I need to keep this off. It is the case. Am I right? It's the case that the AETN is able to destroy itself by overcooling. I think that's right. And so I think we want to make sure we have some sort of temperature check that ensures that it does not get more hydrogen until its temperature has risen over a certain level. So let me go ahead and put a temperature check thing somewhere nearby, and a gas pipe also, gas shut off. Green is wrong gas, not overcooling. It'll stop at a certain temperature. Oh, does it? Okay. So it says it freezes at negative 173.2. Okay, it doesn't destroy itself. It just turns off. Did it ever freeze itself? Like back before the DLC? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. No worries. Alright, the other place we're working on that kind of thing was at the main base. Main base, we were making sure that we were not taking too much water from here. It's set up correctly. The water is flowing, the desalination's happening, the water is coming, and water's filling up nice and quickly. Also, last time we looked here at about 1,200 germs. Now it's going away. Have we actually factually fixed the germ problems? Of course we have. We will never think about germ problems again. What I'd like to do over here until what? Okay. The things I'd like to work on here, figuring out where the natural gas is going to go for actual power production somewhere. We'll deal with that in a second. The reason I want to deal with that is once we have a place for natural gas to go, then the oil well can be turned back on and begin producing oil. The oil is then taken from here and run up to the cooling spot and then sent to the main base for plastic making. Cool. All of those make sense. Like I said, for this though, we need a place for natural gas to go. While I'm here, I'm also thinking we should go ahead and get a proper bathroom going, because this is not sustainable for our current folks. And we have lots of water for making a bathroom run. So let's go ahead and do that first, and then I'll move on to this. As much as I really do want plastic, I recognize it's more important to make this base stable and not get messes everywhere. So let's dig across here. And we could put a bathroom right here. Just kind of a small area. Where's more nice and big? I guess this could be nice and big. Before I was trying to hold off and let the plug slugs out, because I was worried that they would get themselves wet. If they get themselves wet, that leads to they're turning into those sponge slugs instead. Now, this bucket of water, I could move over to here, or perhaps even somewhere else. Where else could it potentially go? I don't want to take over the cold biome entirely. And so some of you joked earlier that I should not build the mini pod randomly because I cannot move it. I now wish I could move it. So you're absolutely right on that. After I should not have done that at all, but it's okay. Yeah. I'm going to use this area. So let's go ahead and just strip mine a little bit. Cross like so. Need to be careful that we do not dig out any of these plants. So we dig here, we're absolutely fine. Also, if any are planted in mud, they'll fall. None are planted in mud, we're fine. So we'll have a level here of flooring. Cool. So bathroom, sink, shower ideally. We'll see how much all fits in. Once I have it dug out nicely. If we dig this out, we won't be able to get up above. So if we leave this line, they can hop across as they go. And that'd be cool. All right, do I have anyone on job 1 digging right now? I want one person on job 1 building, and one on job 1 digging. Okay, I'm gonna have Ellie become builder-in-chief, and Gossman become digger-in-chief. As we add more people, more things are getting done. Thank goodness. Man, seeing him digging here, gosh, that worries me. I was like, oh, my beautiful park, don't you ruin it. No. It's been really nice to see, every time I've looked in the past little bit, this battery is still full. And so we've had consistent power inside the base now for the past, I don't know, cycle or two, actually. Now, we're consuming only 5 watts. We're consuming only 5 watts here of power at a time. And there's probably 1 deodorizer somewhere. So probably I need more deodorizers somewhere. Do I really only have the 1? Second one here. I guess it's not actually getting polluted oxygen, so it's just hanging out. Alright, looks like the oxygen may be getting a little thin. Yeah. Okay, it is time for us to begin thinking about actually producing oxygen here. I don't know if we can send canned oxygen through the teleporter. It'd be amazing if we could. But now with 4 dupes here, it is too much. And someone's really stressed. It's Gossman still. Hello, Tanwin. Hope you're having a good day. Until this thing gets turned on, this does not come in a great haul. What we can do to help with this is just put a nice little statue in here. I don't have any decorator. I could send a decorator over from the other world to throw it up, but I don't know. You can pipe the oh yeah, of course. Thank you, Ascadia. Yeah, you can pipe oxygen through using the pipe portion of the teleporter. I forgot that was a thing. For some reason, I was thinking you could only send solid through, but no, you can send gases through as well. Yeah, I was ready to like pack up oxygen into canisters and send the canisters through. But no, this works just fine. Good thought. I do appreciate it. Is ethanol? I prefer to leave it. Yeah, liquids also no problems at all. Just not thinking sometimes. How cold can oxygen get before it phase changes? I assume quite cold. Yes, oxygen buildings. No, oxygen, the gas, becomes liquid oxygen at negative 183. So no problem here. The ATN can't even get that cold, so we're not going to get liquid oxygen. Liquid oxygen, no problem. I guess we can just distribute oxygen to the top of the map and have it roll down through airflow tiles and so on. Now, if we're taking oxygen from the other map, we'll need to have, yeah, we're going to need to have more oxygen production on the other side. And that's really no problem. We'll just need to take time to set it up. We got nothing but time, though. That's absolutely incorrect. Yeah, even though this is probably last week on Oni for a little while, again, we will definitely come back to it and continue working bit by bit on this thing. It really is a game where a single playthrough can take you the rest of your life. Maybe not quite that much, but quite a bit. Hey, Tanwin, I'm glad you're here for sure. I know a lot of people have been saying they've been having not such great days recently. I appreciate those of you who Respond to Not Great Days by hanging out with me. Okay, so what is the urgent thing to do here? I guess what's very nice is this will never force us to deal with oil. Whenever we want to turn it on, we're good. But not quite yet. And then, I know this is actually not a priority, but I want to know. We've been waiting a long time to find out what's in the Neutronium pad. Gotta know. If I dig out right here, and it's nothing, there's a geyser thing instead. Here comes Gossman. It's very hot. There's no oxygen. He's having a bad life. Oh, we could send Brine over here also, couldn't we? I was thinking earlier about ways to cool down this area, and I was planning to have a loop run past the ATN other than just the crude oil. But we could set up 2 loops. Or we could take some crude oil, or all the crude oil rather, and run it past the ATN to cool down, and then send half of it to the main base, and send a portion of it to cool down the rest of the base. Like, have a loop that stays here first, and then send the access along. That'll probably work. Down far number before. This actually is the bottom of the world here. We've already found the bottom of... Oh, maybe not. Well, it's Neutronium, so clearly it's the bottom of the world. And I don't know if that's actually the far left side. I think it is. Far right side, definitely. Yeah, so we've seen just about everything there is to see here. I wonder if this planetoid's of the same size as the main one. Hey, something's entombed. Just stuff falling in. Some of the ground here was mud, so as we dug through it fell. We can make it a little more attractive. I'm considering moving these storage bins up here though instead. Or remaking it so it looks a little bit nicer. Yeah, for now we'll let them float on top. That'll be fine. And dig them all out ourselves. And if we dig it out like that, the dupes will not be able to get over. So let's add a ladder like so. Pipes getting made. Great. Building's still entombed. Boy, Gossman's getting closer and closer. Check on that a little bit later. Okay, so I want to produce more oxygen here, and we could take water off the desalinator. Right now, it is sending it all through the main water bucket, which has a full tile. They said it was not possible. They said we could never, ever have actual standing water here again. And there it is. And it's germ almost free. Gosh, it's getting close, I swear. So, great. Great. Okay. So, if I add a little bit more consumption of water, I think we'll still fill up. I hope so. So can I add one more electrolyzer on top or on bottom? If I get rid of the shame buckets, we can. So the shame bucket is full of hydrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen, and polluted oxygen. It is time to clear the shame buckets. Finally. All right, so what else in here again? Hydrogen. Okay. So, I'm going to run the hydrogen into the hydrogen generator there. Oh, how do we get it there? Oh boy, these double pipes. Okay, I'm going to run the hydrogen into this machine here. These shame buckets have been with us for such a long time, and now finally. Okay, green is the output. Hey, Lars Fest. Good seeing you, man. How was your stream been? Always a pleasure. This game's a lot of fun. It's a base builder with just such cuteness and so many relatively complex problems to solve. If you don't know Lars, though, long-term friend of the channel, not long-term, a couple months, I guess. Plays a lot of fun games like Binding of Isaac, like Splunky. I've seen some other ones, too, that have been just absolutely great. Yeah, Oct's not included. Definitely recommended. Pretty steep learning curve after a point, but I do enjoy it. Okay, so this gas filter, we're filtering hydrogen. And it should then go in the direction of the hydrogen generator. Great. You're stoked to see what this game's all about. If you have any questions, let me know. There's a lot going on. There's a tremendous amount going on. And this playthrough started on a little rock that had this kind of stuff. Just random garbage everywhere. And we've gradually organized it. And I want to say it's beautiful, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, we have a printable, something available to choose via blueprint. Hey, it's food. Hey, it's nice food. Nice food's always nice. We'll dump it over on the other plantoid. And yes, you produce omelet. Good. Thanks. This is our crude oil producer. Yeah, anytime someone comes in who's not seen the game before, I always think, okay, where do I even start on explaining Oni? The best description I've ever come up with, this game is a astronaut training simulator. If you've not seen, we do at the top of our base have a spaceship. Little cutie there. The spaceship's done almost nothing so far. It is blasted off once and landed, and that is about it. There's a building entombed on each map now. From above, we drop some dirt that has covered over our bottle emptier. Cleaned up pretty quickly. Okay, and then digging down here. I said earlier if we dug this tile and there's nothing there, this is definitely a geyser of some sort. Hey, Vicious Sire. So there aren't meteor showers on the starting two plantoids in the DLC. Big portion of the DLC called Spaced Out was making space much more accessible for newer players. Because as you know, if you played the base game, you got to space, you got very excited, and then you got exploded. And that was the entire thing, and man, it felt terrible. But no, there are no meteor showers on the base game. First two, or the DLC game, first two planetoids. And that's pretty cool. Yeah. You don't see the star map? Oh, sure, yeah. So this is our first base. This is our second base. There are many, 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 many more places to go and things to see. And this is a satellite that has some artifact on it I can't get yet, and plastic for that. Over here's a world called Toxibo. Apparently it's full of radiation. Over here we have some sandy ore we can go dig up at some points. And then so much more to see. There's just a lot. Hello, Charlie Pryor. This game is so much. It is. Charlie, just try it. You'll be glad you did. In no time at all, you've been an absolute master. A true superstar. This pipeline, which we allegedly started a long time ago, but has gotten stopped up for some reason, is going to run all the way down to the bottom here to pick up crude oil. And then it runs all the way up past the AATN to cool down. So... Hello, Honking Goose. It's hard to think about managing a second base remotely. Usually your first base heats to 60 degrees in a few months. Yep, heat is one of the early enemies of any player of Oni. Heat is a real challenge to deal with initially, and it's a tremendous amount of fun once you get past that part, but yeah, heat will always be with us, unfortunately. Okay, so on this side, all of these little vacuum areas are with a little bit of crude oil, but not too terribly much. I'm thinking about letting all the crude oil here fall down to the bottom and then just pumping it over, or better yet, pumping it all to the bottom, letting it fall down, and live down here with the other oil. And someday we'll get to it. Cool. When you start a second base, how's your first base simulated? As I understand it, same as always. They're both running all the time. Your little dupes are running around causing problems. You hope beyond hope that your first base is stable when you go and look at the second base. But yeah, stuff is just happening always, always, always everywhere. And it is, gosh, a bunch of fun. Okay, so this pipeline will deliver hydrogen to there. Awesome. Now the other things in the bucket of shame, nothing there. Carbon dioxide, oxygen, polluted oxygen. I'm okay with dumping the oxygen and polluted oxygen together into the same place. So I want to filter out the carbon dioxide next. So this filter is not the direction I thought it was. So this is the input side, that's the output side. And so it's outputting back into itself again. So we'll destroy this part. And actually this whole bucket, because all the gases we have to deal with right now are inside of this bucket here. Alright, so I can then flip this thing. Or we'll do this instead. If we move that and that, I'm changing all this around so that I'm able to take the gases from this side and go on over. So we'll build a little pipe bridge like that. This. Okay, so the gas from this will go here first, filter for hydrogen, then go down and around, come out here. We'll put another filter. They'll filter for carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide will then go to the carbon dioxide junk line, which is, oh my gosh, I believe way over here. No, that's a chlorine line. Oh my gosh, way over here. Okay, so a base spanning carbon dioxide junk line is needed. Cool. Vintage, you're having trouble getting radiation research. Do you have any advice? So I've not done that yet. We're at the point in the main base where the next big step is radiation research. And I've done nothing with it because I've been really focused on getting the crude oil figured out on the second base. But at some point we will go ahead and try radiation research. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. Someday, kid, someday. This selects for carbon dioxide then. Okay, and then what's left over is just oxygen and polluted oxygen. And I would like to just dump them, yeah, really wherever with a deodorizer. So we're gonna make a little vent port here. Underneath it, we'll put in a deodorizer, which removes pollution. I'll just plug it into whatever wire is nearest by. We need to plug all these things in also. So this is the place we have the nearest wire. And we can't build inside this wall, unfortunately, because it's currently locked inside. Now, what we could do is go down here instead. Cool. Is there a win condition or just keep on going? Yeah, so a lot of people just play this game until forever. But there are 3 win conditions, actually. If you really want to end the game, you can do that. So one of them is Home Sweet Home. You make a absolutely beautiful base where you're around for at least 200 days. We're at 483 now. Your people are happy, there are 12 of them, and you build a giant monument and says, this place is our home. Second one, you have 5 colonies at 5 different places. And then you find a place called the Temporal Tear, and you send a rocket ship over through it. And then they go somewhere else. Or you can do cosmic archaeology. Go find artifacts, study them, and learn about the world you live in. And so, honestly, I've never done any of the endings. I may have done Sweet Home oh gosh, words are hard. Home Sweet Home once before, but I haven't done the other ones. And so, yeah, a lot of people just try to expand and do more and more things, because it seems in some measure when you first start like a standard base builder, but it's got lots of fun physics puzzles, and thinking about the interrelation between different kind of gases and so on really is a good time. Okay, I think there's no more polluted oxygen inside of this room. Is that true? There's a tiny bit of polluted oxygen up there. And carbon dioxide is falling. Okay. As of right now, when we pump out of this room, it dumps right here, just over top of the deodorizer. So even though the polluted oxygen here is kind of slime-lungy, I'm going to pump it out in order to just cleanse it right there. So it is time for us to begin taking this room apart and ensuring these items get hauled. So I'm actually a little surprised these have not been hauled out yet, because they're fairly high priority. And they're not saying there's no place to store these things, though if there's no place to store them, I wouldn't be surprised. So what we're going to do is set up a new storage bin. Just where? Where's the nearest spot we can go to? Sure, just right here. And this storage bin will be for sweep only, and we'll sweep the things out of this room over there very quickly. And then let's begin disassembling all the pieces we don't need in here anymore. So remove this and this. And then the excess power wires also. Okay, this wire line is only going down this far, so we can remove all of it as well. Cool. Okay, while they're working on that job, let's go check out our the natural gas pump over top of the crude oil. It is set up correctly now. We need to figure out where it goes still. That is the ongoing issue here. Also, we suddenly have 73,000 food here. Are we sending all the gristleberries from main base through? I turned that off before. Once again, we're sending gristleberries through. I'm going to stop that. Though as we get more and more of the fried mushrooms available here, because we're growing 2 groups of them now, we could potentially send the... oh, I missed an ad break. Sorry, there's an ad in progress. I hope you're enjoying the ad. Very, very sorry, my friends. Very sorry I missed that. So as we're getting more and more mushrooms on this side, we should be able to send more of the gristleberries over. Also, I'm getting tired right now. I should probably say goodbye pretty quick. Yeah, I mean, it's time to say that actually now. I need to go get some grading done, get some sandwiches inside of me. We should have brought an extra hour today. That's some good stuff. So thank you all for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed yourself. It was a great time for me, for sure. We got things done today. Nothing absolutely mind-blowing, nothing absolutely amazing, but it's okay. Hey Mark, the gas reservoir does not output unless there's a pipe attached to input. Oh really? I did not know that. Good to know, thank you. Washing my statues? Absolutely. They're beautiful. They're beautiful and so free of germs. 700. 400. It is going down still. Very good, folks. Back tomorrow for more of this excitement. Tomorrow here's a Friday. The weekend is coming. Hopefully you'll be coming too to watch our lovely, lovely stream. I look forward to it for sure. Thanks a bunch. See you again real soon. It's time for a sandwich. Good. Bye. Thank you. And have a lovely day.